That guy, Sean, he hangs around with disreputable characters.
Very unhealthy.
Very unhealthy, man. I'm sure that's where you got the coof. That's where you got it, Betty White. From Sean.
Gone too soon.
Gone too soon. Killed by this man. File foot Sean carrying the podium out.
She's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Are you kidding?
It was
If she would
Cloris
die,
Leachman. Cloris Leachman who died.
She did die, yeah.
we would never hear the end of fucking Betty White dying.
Yeah, there'll be a 2-week retrospective.
all the animals and stuff she supports would be up in arms. Yeah, it'd be a fucking mess. It'd be a disaster.
They'd have all the Marvel superheroes like do the thing. She's walking down the hall for her funeral. Oh gosh, what do I have for today? You know, Merlogic is calling in today.
Oh, really?
I imagine you're sick of
my
this
favorite.
GIF, Ralph.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that one once or twice.
It's taken on a thing of its own.
Yeah.
The stomach GIF.
It's got a mind of its own, I guess.
Yeah. Well, goes on adventures. Yeah, I saw those. Very good. Very funny, guys. Oh my God. All right.
What did you two get up to last night?
Well,
Something had to.
I thought. You remember last week I was in such a good mood that everything was going to go. I was going to have a great time. Everything was. I think I'm printing everything. Yeah, everything's being printed. Discord's being recorded. Are you recording on your end, Sean?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Of course.
When Merlogic calls in, we're gonna have to manage the audio just in the nick of time.
Yeah. I can feel it.
I don't even have to see what's going on. I think you guys were just handed beers.
I have a beer.
Is that right?
I have a beer.
Yeah, he's already.
I heard something about just in the nick of time.
This is, my rule of the show is no drinking until the show starts. So I guess, technically the show has started.
The show can start the night before, even the morning of. It's all show.
True.
It's all rehearsal. It's permanent rehearsal. If the show isn't rolling, then it's rehearsal. So basically, that gives you license to drink all the time.
Yeah, I write off everything in my life. So my life is the show.
Me too.
That means you don't have to apologize. When you say that, well, my life is a performance. I
on a bit. Yeah, it's like
I have to
working
do
out.
this for the show. I have to generate good content. That's why I'm such a huge asshole. That's why I did this. To make a story for the
Alaska's
show.
excuse too, I think.
Yeah. So if you're waiting for an apology, you're arguing against my job. You respect my work, don't you? My comedy work.
And enough people are out of work.
That's the new thing.
Stay on that mic. Stay on that mic.
Sorry.
We respect sex workers. We respect sex workers. God damn it. Haven't they suffered enough, Sean? The sex workers? I feel like I gave my brain a controlled burn last night, and perhaps for the whole week. You know, when they light, like they burn up all the dead stuff.
Yeah, to keep it from going out of control if it does light up.
Yeah, like a controlled forest fire that then just became a forest fire. Like, well, good. Actually, I didn't need any of that. But out with the old. Had to burn out all the impeachment stuff. Get this. Let's reboot. Do over. We'd like to call some witnesses. Never mind. We're done with impeachment. We're going. Let's all go home.
Over and
Complete waste
done.
of time.
We're tired.
We're tired of this.
They actually suckered me into watching some of this one, though. I didn't watch any of the first one.
Me either.
But this one mattered even less, but somehow I found myself watching it more, which makes no sense. But then Trump's lawyer, that's still the worst thing I've ever seen. When his first lawyer came out. Did you see that? When his first lawyer came out and he goes, wow, that was a powerful presentation by the House managers, and we were going to do this, and basically complimenting their case. And I don't know, it's crazy. Trump's lawyer the last couple of days, though, I forgot his name. I think they're calling him MVDV or something.
MVDV?
Yeah, he's got
those
some
eyebrows.
acronym. Yeah.
Got frightening
He's a little bit
eyebrows.
better, though.
Yeah. I saw him blow up at a reporter.
Yeah. Oh, that's getting played everywhere.
That's got to be the new norm, is just whenever anybody gets interviewed by a reporter, brutally, verbally assault them, even if it's nonsense, non sequitur.
Just cut a promo
what, you
on him
stupid
like Mr.
bitch?
T.
What did you just say to me? Like I said, What is your charity about? Don't you fucking talk to me with that voice.
We know how you media scumbags are. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
We need the guy who called in last week. Just everybody should just start fuck her right in the pussy.
Yeah, no matter what.
That's the answer. It's the stock answer. It's the new no comment.
Oh, that he's not the originator of that? Because I was listening to the show.
He's not the originator.
Oh, okay.
It's a meme. It's like a viral thing they'd set up.
Yeah.
But then he said it was him on the news. But then another listener said that it was her friend's brother. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Who said fuck her right in the pussy? So then I went back in Discord and said, hey, this chick is saying that it's not you. That you're stealing valor.
Shit out.
We need to get Justin Wang on this, I feel.
Yeah. So then I said, well, where's your proof? And she goes, well, he was bragging about it all over Instagram. Is this the same guy, perhaps? No, it's not his voice. Were they in the car together and they're both telling people that they were the ones who did it?
Okay, well, the guy who, listening to it,
here we go.
It does sound like a different voice, but people, than the guy we interviewed last week, but people, when you yell, your voice raises and it was way off mic and all that shit.
I sound like the Mad Hatter.
The guy didn't seem like a liar last week.
He didn't what? He didn't seem like a liar.
He didn't seem like a liar last. No, he seemed, pretty matter of fact, and he's been doing this shit, and I would think somebody could get to the bottom of it.
For years. Well, now. And then anytime anybody has any kind of story that's remarkable, everybody, that's a lie. That's a lie.
He said it with confidence, though. I listened to the show on the plane on the way here.
Yeah.
And it seemed legit, but...
All right. Yeah. Let's start the show.
Let's do it.
Maybe he should call in and explain himself.
What's he going to say? Fuck her right. We're going to get a lineup of fuck her right in the pussy. Welcome to Dick. You want Dick, you need Dick, you love Dick, you got it. It's the show. It's a contest coming to you live from a mountain bunker deep in the heart of the city of failure. I'm your host, Dick Masterson, a.k.a. the $20 million man for America's worst Mexican 96 weeks running. Joining me for this special occasion, a free man, a free walking man doing whatever he wants, free of the long dick of the law. Ethan Ralph from the Ralph Retort. Hello, sir.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you having me here. The first thing I did when I was free is book a flight out here to L.A.
Oh.
Originally, I was thinking about Florida because, Florida's awesome, basically.
Florida's too free. You needed some taste of incarceration, so you came back to L.A., the prison state.
Might have been the shortest freedom spell ever if I went to Florida first off, but yeah, man, first time in 5 years. I know some of these people watch the Kill Stream, they would know that it's like a running thing that I'm always involved with the law or, getting fucked over, can't travel, etc. But finally, free and clear, 5 years. So, when all the shit happened, you get put on bail.
Yeah.
And that's basically probation.
Yeah.
And then, in my case, I went to fucking jail. So you're in jail in that part. But then when I got out, that's 3 years. So this is like 5 years total almost of shit. And man.
You have a doctorate in crime. I have a master's in crime. Just the emotional weight. I'm imagining myself how many laws that you have to break. Like just being alive is breaking the law at this point. Fucking being alive. If Ricky Vaughn is getting indicted by the feds for posting memes, then we're all just breaking the law all day, every day. I can't imagine it with the sword of going back to prison over my head.
It's kind of hard to explain. And again, no need to go get the experience to feel it. But, unless you have that hanging over your head and it's just, like you said, a little thing happens. I know in Virginia, for instance, it's very easy to get a reckless driving ticket in Virginia. If you're 1 mile and over 20 on speed limit, that's automatic reckless driving.
Really?
If you're over 80 at all, it's automatic reckless driving. Yeah, even if the speed limit's 70.
So you have to
plow through one farmer's market.
I don't know, man. It really does get to be nerve-wracking when, you're dealing with that. In my case, a lot of people trying to fuck me up too.
Oh, well.
Calling up. They were literally calling my probation officer, sending him detailed autistic reports.
Sending him an edible arrangement. Hey, just so you know, I like your work. Maybe you could check out this guy, Ethan Ralph.
Man,
get him back in jail. And then every time I tell, everybody's so disappointed by why you originally went to jail. Is it prison or jail that you went to?
Jail. It was county jail.
Guys, hang on. There's a cop here at the door looking for Ethan.
I was going to get stripper cops to come in and arrest him during the show.
He's got to get through the second airlock. Hang on. They're bringing out the Ram.
Yeah, Sean is joining us remotely in a COVID-safe bunker in the city. Well, what is the first thing you did as a free man? Do you even want to say?
I smoked a fat blunt, actually. Is what I did.
Yeah.
But I didn't say this publicly, but I was able to smoke even while I was on probation because towards the end, at least, because they decriminalized marijuana in Virginia. And actually, these autists, like I said, they would call and fuck with me and try to get me fucked up. They never paid attention to it until the fall. And I told you this already when it happened. They pulled me in for a drug test. And I was just like, well, fuck, I've been smoking like Bob Marley or whatever. Like, this is not going to
I'd like to take one of those just for fun.
Oh,
here's my hair. See what you can't find in there.
But anyway, so he gave me the test and he's like, well, you passed it. And I was like, wait, what? What do you mean?
Flying colors.
And he said, wait, are you surprised? And I said, well, yeah, because I was smoking a lot of, and then he cut me off mid-sentence. He says, I don't want to hear anymore. That would
be a cheaper drug test. You get people in, have them take the test, and then give them the results. Like, well, your results say you passed. And just the look on their face, like, yeah, well, you clearly did drugs.
Oh, man. He cut me off. He said, I don't want to hear anything about it. He said, since the decriminalization, I stopped testing for marijuana. And so, don't say anything else or whatever, but we're not testing for that now, basically. So.
Free at last. I wanted to hear you do the Martin Luther King.
Free at last. Free at last. Good God Almighty, I am free at last.
Oh, God. Speaking of prison state.
Well, that's a good MLK.
That is a good MLK.
From the South.
From the South. This probably comes naturally to you. Sean, do you know, here's what makes me racist. Do you know how embarrassing it is to have to take off rave clothes in your own house? Like, do you not understand how shameful it feels to take off your lit up suspenders and your tight
see those
booty shorts? Do you know how fucking LA canceled our Valentine's Day rave? Are these the same fucking people that are calling your people who narc? It's Generation Narc is what we're raising right now.
Become something to be proud of.
Yeah. Or to
brag about even.
They canceled our fucking Valentine's Day rave. Valentine's Day rave. You understand? We've got a pent up pot of sexuality, of sensuality, bubbling and boiling in this city like a gigantic caldera under the surface, with all of these ladies looking for a tectonic plate-sized dick to soak their saris in for the year, and they canceled the fucking rave. They canceled our Valentine's Day rave on us with an email like a half hour before. They canceled on us because people would not stop calling events to bitch about it. To bitch about a bunch of definitely on. I mean, half of these people, first of all, half of these people going or more probably have already fucking had COVID. So we're, in all intents and purposes, invincible, right? But then they call one after another, threatening. They canceled our fucking rave.
God.
These are people who just heard about it and said, "Oh, this shouldn't happen."
Yes. No specifics, no nothing. No, you explained to me how it was done the other week or whatever. And that went off without a hitch, right? But then people got wind of this. All they need
the cops showed
readers.
Up. So we did a New Year's one. The cops showed up nicely at 10 to shut it down. Right?
No, politely.
Yeah, no, hey, it's 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. This rave's it's 10 p.m. Just make sure this is shut down, right?
In LA, the cops is like, we got to cut it out.
Cops stop working at about 10:30 in LA. They shut down the department. Let's get it in before we all wrap it up for the day. Let's go shut down this rave. So they sit there. Everybody sits in the parking lot. The cops leave. Like, all right, party's back on. And they did the courtesy of not showing up again, right? And so the papers the next day put out, cops shut down. Like, yeah, I was at that thing. They shut it down at 10 o'clock. Like, it was, the system was working perfectly because all the morons at home read the article that said, shut down a dangerous COVID. Yeah, they shut it down at 10. And then everybody got to live their lives. Everybody got to live their lives and get their fuck on. People who have been sitting at home playing Animal Crossing or watching Star Trek The Next Generation for a year straight got to touch other people. Oh my God. My nephews are back in school for a week, right? And everybody says, my mom and my sister's like, oh, they're amazing. They're like different kids. Like, yeah.
Well, they're like kids.
I couldn't even imagine being a kid in this, honestly. I mean, I was free to do almost anything I wanted, hang out with my friends, go play. Man, just imagine how much shit this is fucked up for kids. Honestly,
imagine the trauma that's going to turn into like severe depression as adults, and the difference between the kids who obsessively follow the rules or have these rules drilled into them as children versus the ones at home. The parents are like, it's all fucked. It's all fucked. It made me. I understood the Holocaust in a different way when my rave got shut down.
Be careful. I don't have too many
leaving that alone.
Platforms left, Dick.
It worked out for Gina, right?
Yeah.
Could you believe that? What is her name?
Gina Carano.
Carano.
That wasn't even that bad, Dick. Come on. I mean, it was over the top, I guess, but
just don't talk about the Holocaust.
Yeah, that's
pretty simple. You don't need to make the point. Whatever you think you're gonna make about the fucking Holocaust.
You're about to come out with,
in the Holocaust. Just stop. Just leave that part out.
Yeah.
No N-word, no Holocaust.
Yeah.
Use Harry Potter.
Yeah.
When Voldemort came to be, it was the other wizards and wizardettes who were attacking their neighbors.
Apparently, they've been trying to get rid of her already, though. She had been saying a lot of, I like it, her going off, but they had been looking for a reason to get rid of her, according to the trades and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
You know what makes me rage about that is like now she's in the Resistance, right? Oh, now
she's going to make a movie with Ben Shapiro. I'm sure that's going to be a barn burner.
The planet Israel. She's going to run. She's going to make sure money gets there.
They're going to make a pile of money off that, though.
You think so?
Probably.
I don't know.
Just make it cheap.
Who's going to go
to these idiots.
Really?
Well, I mean, not real Hollywood money, but you know what I mean? Limited release.
She's right away, too.
You see some of these shitty Christian movies, they're terrible. But it has nothing to do with them being Christian. Just the whole plot of them and the way they talk.
It does have to do with them being Christian because you can't make a good Christian moral movie because it's not real.
Well,
it's not realistic.
Not one that's scrubbed. You know what I mean? I think that's the main problem a lot of these Christian movies have is they want it to be so anodyne and so, I don't know.
It has to have a moral.
You know what I mean? All the way through. And you need that gritty. You need, people going through fucked up situations. And then maybe fun and so.
You know, it's interesting that you're saying that.
Christian hip-hop, though, that's the shit.
Is there any Christian hip-hop?
Yeah.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's awesome. There's a moment in Greek mythology where it starts turning Christian, gets co-opted. And they start telling like Christian stories, and you can tell like it goes from really interesting and cool, because the gods are just like these horrible, wild, rampaging kids, like just
killing their kids and fucking their sisters.
Fucking each other, fucking their sisters, jumping out of skulls. Like, that's awesome. I would do that. And then like the Christian part comes in and it gets real like moral preachy. Yeah. I'm like, I don't care about
new writers. I think I'll skip this season.
Let me just go back to the farm. This sucks. I got this at home. I have nagging at home. I don't need to come and believe in. What was I talking about? The Holocaust.
Oh, that's right.
You just can't talk about it at all. You can't fucking talk. What are you doing? Stop talking about it. Just stop.
I've had this discussion many times on the Kill Stream, actually.
Yeah.
And some people are more hard-headed than others, I must say. Why? I don't know.
Let me read her tweet, just in case people aren't up to date on the latest Hollow happenings. Okay. Let me criticize this tweet or this post for you, and I'll explain exactly why you got canceled here and what you could have done to not get canceled. As someone whose only priority is surviving, not winning, because you have to remember we're the bad guys. The people
just staying around is a win, honestly.
We're the vampires. Yeah. They want us dead. For good reason, because if we were just not around, everything would function in a homogenous society. But they don't want people who are looking to change to remix the Kool-Aid. Here's how Gina's statement starts. Jews, well, okay.
You can't lead with that.
Yeah, I was going to say, right off top.
Wait, darling, I don't care how capital you make it, how capitalized you make it. Just don't use that word.
What is it? Seth Rogen was DMing people asking, are you Jewish? That's my first question there. Are you Jewish?
Are you Jewish?
Probably not going to get away with this one.
Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Is that a smiley face? Is that a grimacy face?
No, that's a half little sad face. Disheartening.
Because history is edited right there. That's the problem. You don't want to be throwing around anything other than history is any kind of other way than exactly what it is. Right there, we've got a big problem, Miss Gina. Because history is edited. No. Most people today don't realize that that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews. Again, we're missing a few digits in that one, Gina. It's not.
I didn't even catch that the first time I saw it.
I mean, you really have to read.
This thing's multi-layered, actually. I swear to God,
the fuck up is so big. Yes. Were you
She's
drunk?
not even that type of person, I don't think. Like,
I didn't think so either.
Whatever, revisionist or whatever you want to call it. I don't think that's what she's known for. You know what I mean? I think she's just a dumb bitch.
I don't even like The Mandalorian.
Oh, I did like The Mandalorian. I haven't seen the second season, but it's kind of formulaic, but I still like it.
The government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? How indeed. And then there's a picture, I think, of some sort of a Holocaust. I mean, that's in bad taste.
Slightly.
Yeah, I since she immediately jumped on with Ben Shapiro, legendary filmmaker.
Jewish.
Oh, yeah. Well.
See.
But it made me think, like, before the holiday, there was somebody ready to live their life. There were so many people ready to live their life and party and go dancing and let loose a avalanche of sexuality onto Germany in the 1930s. And then you got a Holocaust. They don't tell that story of that guy who got his rave canceled. You know, Crystal knocked. He's there going, oh man, tonight's going to be awesome. We're going to go out, party, have some absinthe, have a couple drinks, and all of a sudden there's fucking rampaging mobs of Nazis everywhere. He's like, what the fuck is this? And bitches are coming up and going, hey, you know what I'm about having as many kids for the fatherland as I can. He's like, what the fuck is this shit? I thought we were up in like a new German renaissance of thinkers and scientists.
You don't think about the partiers from the Weimar era enough, I think.
Yeah. That's true. Where's their story?
True. What about the people who lost out? Oh.
Yeah, Schindler, I'm on the list. Let me in here. Come on, we got a war going on. Oh, fucking, for how long? A year? Okay. I'm going to be 50. I can't pull this shit off at 50. It's depressing. Let's see. My sister got it. My sister faked her way into getting a COVID vaccine.
Oh, yeah, I want to do this.
Are you going to do it?
Well, I want to know how to fake it.
She pretended that she was my mom's caretaker. Like, she got my mom to pretend to be an old lady like Mr. Burns. And then she printed out all this, like, fake documentation. Because they're not giving her the vaccine. I don't understand how everyone is not already vaccinated.
Why is it so hard to get the fucking vaccine? I haven't tried, but I keep hearing stories from people who are actually trying to get it, and it's almost impossible in certain cases. I don't know.
Like, I'm on the waiting list. Why? Well, they're only giving it to people above 100. Like, what are you talking about? Everybody in America can get a pizza in 20 minutes. Why?
Pretty much everything they can fuck up about COVID, they're going to fuck it up. All the way through. It's been stupid. I mean, the lockdown saved nothing and tanked the economy. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
It tanked my rave. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. Every day, I hear you got it. We've bought one more for everybody.
Well, they've been on a 2-month-long straight push. Gotta get the vaccine. Gotta take the vaccine. Oh, I want to take it. Well, sorry.
We don't know. I don't know how to do it. Well, can't you just pay just have pay everybody, you go door to give it to the cops? Like, make them do something instead of pretending to shut down raves. They're in every fucking city. You bought them already. There's a million ways. You guys find a way to give me a property tax bill every fucking year.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You know, my mom's got kidney disease and she still hasn't even gotten the vaccine. And she should have been in the first wave, really, by their own, standards or whatever. But I guess it's because she hasn't gotten it. I know some people's gotten pretty sick.
Me too.
Delicious Tacos, actually, he's a guest on the Kill Stream sometimes. I saw him on Twitter today.
He was sick?
Yeah.
He was sick from it?
He said maybe that wasn't a good choice. He said it was the buy AMC of medical decisions. Oh, man, yeah. I don't know. I'm sure they'll probably get around to forcing most people to take it somehow, but I'm not going to be.
Then I found out my cousins are not going to take it either. This is like our parents taught. They're on BoomerNet exchanging Minion memes, talking. They're just like, "Oh, your son's not going to take it. My fucking son's not going to take it." And they're like, "Well, why? Why aren't you guys? Why aren't you wearing the ribbon?" Like, well, because you guys don't really ask nicely about anything. Not once have I been asked, "Can you please take this vaccine?" It's
Come on, could you just take the vaccine?
Could you just take it, please? It's just, well, you're not going to be able to travel if you don't.
So we can get back to raves. Can you just take this fucking vaccine?
I feel like I'm in fucking high school again, sneaking around to drink and do drugs in unsanctioned areas. We had a Super Bowl party. And I'm like, well, are the fucking neighbors going to call because there's more than one car parked in our yard? Anyway. So she pretended to be my mom's caretaker.
Good. That's a good one.
Give that a shot, I guess. If you're
the vaccine thing has just been a disaster from the start. The way they rolled it out, the heavy-handedness of seeing, Joe Biden's getting the vaccine, it just looks so kind of staged and fake.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know they actually did it, but I'm just saying the way they pushed it just pretty much reinforced a lot of people's already negative attitudes. And I think some folks don't understand, they want it to all be big, bad, mean, right-wing people or whatever that don't take this vaccine. A lot of regular people don't want to take this fucking vaccine. A ton of regular people.
Nobody wakes up and says, you know what, I'd love a vaccine today.
No, I know, but I'm saying regular folks, this is not Alex Jones type shit. You know what I mean? Regular people are like, I don't know about this vaccine. I'm not sure.
I wonder
everybody knows someone who had it.
I wonder how how it's, how it pulls out. Just the cross section of America, like how people feel about it. I know a lot of people who have had it, like the older people here have had it, and I haven't. It's been completely uneventful, but it's not like I know 100 people.
Well, how many people do you know that are like excited to go to the dentist regularly?
Well, nobody's like overjoyed.
No, it's just like it's like a personal maintenance thing. Like, vaccine. Yes. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a good idea, but I got like shit to do. I got to go watch Gina Carano's new movie.
Right.
That's gonna be so.
She plays an SS soldier.
They're going to remake that Sheena Nazi Wolf or whatever. What's the name of that movie?
Wait, who was the bitch of Buchenwald? They called her.
The bitch of Buchenwald? Is that who she's going to play?
No, I mean, like there's a Nazi, a woman Nazi who was just fucking vicious. They called her the bitch of Buchenwald, and I can't remember her fucking name, but she was a fucking bruiser like Gina.
Like Nurse Ratched? Is that what she's gonna be in full on Nazi? She's gonna keep pushing it. She's gonna keep pushing it. My God. She's gonna be at the swap meet with a big Nazi flag behind it. This is historical.
Right.
Don't you see the historical comparison, genius? Oh man.
It's just the idea of getting the denial that I see from people who are like, oh, she got canceled. That sucks. And then immediately run to Ben, like the most cringe person on earth for politics, Ben fucking Shapiro. And you're mounting your resistance here. Like, this is a bridge too far.
Gina Carano is uncanceled.
Like, come on. Her and Kevin Sorbo gonna have a fucking Christmas movie next.
You know what the problem is, though? They keep making these comparisons about the Holocaust, et cetera, and these dumbass, statements. And really, I don't care. I don't think she should be canceled for that, to be clear. But, if I was her agent or her publicist, I would just be aghast. What happened here?
What were you doing here?
What were you thinking? The real problem is most motherfuckers don't know that many historical events to, draw from. They know World War II, and that's it. Most of them don't even really know what the fuck happened there.
Education primed us to use a very limited palette. Like, everybody
that's true.
Everybody has to read the same stories stories in high school so that we can speak to one another in metaphors like Romeo and Juliet. Why are we reading that? Well, because that's the only way we have to communicate with each other.
That's so true.
Nazis evil, so evil. You know, it's just like ingrained. And, you know, I'm not saying they were good, by the way. Don't cancel me. But
what would that even look like? You getting canceled. You're already on a Chinese, where are you, Trovo?
I'm on Trovo.live. I was saying this the other day. Nobody, and no disrespect to Trovo, but you're not there by choice, right? Like, you're down to Trovo.live.
Down to Trovo.
It's been some hard knocks, obviously, but they've been pretty good to us, actually. Trovo.live/The Ralph Retort.
And Nick Fuentes, you and Nick got kicked from D-Live at the same time. Is
we
that
did,
right?
and they reinstated my account on D-Live. They suspended me for 30 days. They reinstated it.
Because of your inciting rhetoric?
No, you know what? So DC, I covered a lot of those rallies live.
It was great.
Headed up to DC. And then I had a legal issue and I was on bail, so I couldn't leave the state of Virginia. It's even worse when you're on bail because you have to have a special bail hearing. Like, it's not even like probation. You could just call up or, hey, can I go? Yeah. It's almost never a problem.
All of this because you were woken up while you were drunk. I mean, this is like de-escalation 101. Hey, policemen and women, if a guy is asleep, just leave him alone. Put handcuffs on him. He'll be in for a surprise when he wakes up.
You know what a Richmond cop told me to my face? He looked down and made sure his thing wasn't on, actually, before he said it. He's just like, in Richmond, this never would happen. He said, you would have got your ass whipped. I said, I've been saying that for years. I said, I'm so fucking glad that a police officer in Richmond actually told me that to my face. Because I'm from Memphis. I actually had this happen in Spartanburg. Got a little too tipsy, here or there. The cops beat the shit out of me, is what they did. And I deserve to get the shit beaten out of me. You know, that's how you handle shit like that. You slap a drunk around, throw him in the drunk tank, it gets out the next day. Walks it off, and that's it. Not, taking a taxpayer off the rolls for 8 months. I did 8 months.
It's just so far outside of the scope of, like, policing. What's that, Sean?
You show me a guy who's passed out drunk, and I'll show you a guy who's not causing any trouble.
Yeah.
There's no reason for you to get woken up.
But the D-Live thing, okay, I remember now what originally got me on that tangent. The D-Live thing wasn't actually, because I ended up not being able to go to the January 6th. I ended up not being able to go to the January 6th,
Stop the steal.
Thankfully.
Insurrection.
Yeah, thankfully.
The insurrection that was plotted in advance and also incited at that moment, right? That's the,
Yeah. You know what's funny? First off, Baked Alaska actually messaged me the day before. And he said the FBI contacted me. And I was like, it's kind of crazy, whatever. And I think somebody else came out and said this after, maybe Malo or somebody else. I was like, oh, man, that's wild. And then, so I couldn't go on the 6th, but I still covered it live. And I was
Baked Alaska said the FBI contacted him?
This is the day before.
For what? Did he elaborate?
He didn't really elaborate. Just talking about the event the next day, basically.
Maybe they wanted him to sing at
I don't know. But he told me that. And so I was already thinking this thing might be a little wild just because of how people were talking in comparison to the others.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't able to go, but I did send Pantsy Party in there. Her phone and signal ended up not working, so we didn't have any live on the ground stuff. So what I did was kind of like a studio show coverage of it all. And I still remember my co-host goes, Baked Alaska, turn on Baked Alaska channel. He's in Nancy Pelosi's office. And I remember,
it's one of the funniest pictures I've ever seen.
It's all-time classic when he's got the phone. I mean, that's iconic. It really is. You cannot change that.
It's Homer Simpson. It's just 50 cigarettes in the mouth. I go, wow.
That should be, if he had, I don't even know if that might fuck up his trial or something, but he should be selling those on his shirt. That's like the Che Guevara
iconic shirt.
That should be sold, man. He should make a lot of money off those. But
can anybody even sell it? Like, can anybody profit from fucking anything except
that they got the footage from? So he owns the copyright to that. Of course, it might be a terrorist
crime. Yeah, you can't profit from a fucking crime.
Yeah, maybe.
Can't fundraise your defense either. And then if any lawyers decide to defend you, the Twitter mob will relentlessly threaten them so that you're stuck with only the shitty ones. That cracked me up about Trump's every part of Trump's lawsuit cracked me up because it's like, anytime anyone wants to defend the guy, a mob of people threaten to kill their families, but then when the guys who are left sticking around do a bad job, then they get made fun of. Like, you guys fucking killed all the good ones. What do you think? What do you think he's got left? Just Rudy Giuliani. That's it.
So Uncle Rudy's out there, hair grease melting down his face.
Melting down. Like, God, just get out of. Go back to selling gold, Rudy. What are you doing?
Rudy really drinks a lot.
I hope so. Wouldn't you?
I was reading an account and he had like 3 triple shots or something before the interview. And this was at like, I want to say it was 11:30 p.m. And they're like, we don't even know how much he had to drink before that. Oh, man. I was reading through the story. I was like, man, Rudy fucking gets down. He's like 70-something years old. How is he even alive? But, man.
Liquor keeps him alive.
The D-Live, real quick, the D-Live thing wasn't for my coverage of the 6th. Wasn't for any of that. I ended up doing a debate with Black Israelite named Captain Tazaryak versus Ramsey Paul. And Captain Tazaryak got a little spicy and said a few things. Now, he is black. I think it should be allowed, but he said
it's the least we can do.
Exactly. It's not our word. I mean, it should be up to
the least we can do. The least we can do is give black people some freedoms that we don't have.
I would say it's racist to, even try to stop him from saying that word if he wants to, right? Who are they I guess they're Chinese.
It's like the Holocaust,
But yeah, that's what happened. So they kicked me off for a month and now it's back. But I'm on Trovo. It's still demonetized. I don't know what D-Lob's doing, really. They're kind of half in, half out. I don't know what's going on, but they've let some people back and my stuff's back. I'm not sure what I'll do.
I mean, what I learned from New Project 2 is that there is no chance of an alternative platform that's centralized in any way. The only thing to do is to federate and decentralize as quickly as possible. I mean, I think we're in a remarkable time with crypto going the way it's going. My dad now texts me every morning. Did you see Bitcoin? He used to be Tulip. It's tulips. It's just tulips. It's dumb what you're doing. I'm like, okay, have fun being poor, asshole. But every day now he's on it. We're in this incredible arms race between bad guys like Iran and China, who are dumping money into crypto, versus the American hegemony, like the Fed and the banks, who are similarly stuck between, well, are we going to make it illegal or are we dumping money in? Because that's how you win a financial war, by dumping
half
money.
Pregnant, basically.
Yeah, and then you've got the American stock market, which is so juiced by the Fed over the last year, dumping their cash. Like, you've got this amazing 3-heat system. Tesla, I forget the bank that said they were going to start putting in Bitcoin.
I saw that
Bitcoin,
too.
But you've got this incredible race that has become not necessarily religious, but a race of survival for who's going to control the future of the global currency. I think they're going to propel it to like 200,000 a coin. Maybe not this year, but the next year. And a key component of that will be the necessary decentralization of everything finance.
I have a Bitcoin story.
Go ahead, let's hear it.
So, I don't know if everybody knows this story. Some listening probably do. There's this French guy, or there was. Rest in peace, by the way. Generous guy. I'll get to the part in a moment. But he gave away, I want to say $500,000 worth of Bitcoin, and it was $250,000 to Fuentes.
I saw that.
He gave me half a Bitcoin.
Oh.
And he gave some other various people and organizations Bitcoin. Well, the press, the Daily Mail, wrote an article and said, Bitcoin mystery backer for the Capitol insurrection. And I'm actually mentioning that article. I wasn't even at the Capitol. And the original article where they tried to like make this a thing, some left-wing crypto people. Yeah. And they mentioned me in there too. They're like, alt-right.
I love that they're trying to tie Bitcoin to the alt-right because it means people will ideologically not buy it.
Right.
And then they'll just be, have fun with your fucking Disney dollars.
You know why I think they put me in there though? Even though I only got half a Bitcoin compared to some of the others and Fuentes himself got a ton. That's not throwing them under the bus, by the way. But I'm saying I got the lowest tier of support or whatever. And they acted like, I don't know, it was terrorist financing. And they, like I said, they threw my name in. I think the reason why though is because I had that felony conviction. So they threw my name in and they were able to link to assaulted police officers. He assaulted police officers. This guy's wild, man.
But I thought cops were bastards and we're defunding them because they're so racist. Yeah. Did you not assault a...
Really? I'm ahead of the curve. Like, what the fuck? I'm a pioneer in this shit.
I saw that guy. That guy said, "Wake up, you white N-word." When I said, "Oh, get out.
Racist pig, get out of here.
I'm not going to take that in Virginia, wherever I am right now."
justice for segregation.
Could you imagine if we were like that?
Like what?
You know, like retarded.
Oh, I don't have
to. Let's see here. Gorilla Glue in the hair.
Oh my God.
You know what? I actually feel bad for that woman. Because people don't know that
she doing it on purpose though, Dick. She's 40 years old. Dick, she's 40 years old.
Ralph, I would like you to consult. I would like to. Yeah, I'm 40 years old too, by the way. I would like you to look at this Exhibit A, this picture I'm pointing to, which is the jug challenge that Corinne did in this studio, where I
was here when she did that.
Yeah, where I tilt the jar over and say, "Draw the water," and no woman could draw it incorrectly. But I actually think that she's got a defense because they've got that gorilla snot. Like, people don't understand black hair products, or that black people have a sense of humor about shit. So you look at it, and
usually funnier, actually.
Yeah,
on Twitter, especially, they're hilarious.
Yeah,
Black Twitter, fucking epic. Yeah.
But then I saw so she gets whatever.
Farrakhan's hilarious.
Minister Farrakhan.
Gina and Farrakhan are going to do a black
Abbott and Costello,
buddy cop, original odd couple.
Oh my God, I'd watch it.
I would watch that.
I'd watch that over a fucking Ben Shapiro produced film, I have to say.
That's what kills me about your YouTube deplatforming. Like, they're just afraid of it. It's like they're just afraid of this. They're afraid of what is traditionally masculine sensibilities and the comedy and the message of what is traditionally masculine having any kind of foothold and growing from there, which it would have. I mean, your show, you were already the biggest on YouTube, and it still had tons of room.
They cut me down and like on the way up, basically. We still hadn't even hit the crescendo. The thing about it is, and I've said this before, but all these people, that are famous, all these talk show hosts and all the programming, they all got famous off, controversial shit, putting racists on the air, putting KKK on the air, putting all fist fights in the studio and all this shit. And it was all cool for them. It was all great. And now you're a terrorist. Now you're a racist. If you do the same thing, if you have wild guests, if you have controversial shows, all these people got rich and fat and famous off that shit.
Yeah,
and now
totally true.
It's completely true. Stern, all these people. And now, when other people are trying to do it through their own, coming up on their own, it's not controlled. It's, self-made people, basically. They don't like that. They don't like that at all because they have no control over it. And they're desperately trying to turn back the clock over the last, 5 to 10 years of what's happened, Web 2.0, whatever the fuck they call it. But the intellectuals, I mean, they write about this openly. The gatekeeper, sensibilities, they want that back badly. And there's been a concerted effort, all this, toss and polite conversations and all that. That's, the real push is to shut self-made people down and messages they can't control down. Yeah. That's the truth.
Yeah. It feels like we're living in like an apocryphal time where I see this version of this sanitized version of our culture. You see it online that they can advertise around. I think this has nothing to do with the country's falling apart. There's people are destitute, suicides just going skyrocketing. What you're showing us is this weird Norman Rockwell version of ourselves, and it's just such total bullshit.
It's like some uncanny valley shit.
Yeah, it is. I can't even watch it, and then I interact with people who do consume it and speak with them, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
The commercials. So the Super Bowl last week, almost every single commercial sucked, let's be real. And it's been that way for the last 5 or 6 years. Now, there were a couple exceptions. Yes. One of the exceptions was, you know I'm right, Sean. Yeah. One of the exceptions was...
the commercials are terrible. They have been for like the last 5 or 6 years.
It's because they took out all the edgy and funny shit. When I grew up, you didn't know what you might see in a Super Bowl commercial. You know what I mean?
Someone might rip their tits out. Yeah. Did you see fucking Justin Timberlake apologize to Britney? Oh my God.
Cry Me a River was like one of the most epic ownings for men in history. You know what I mean? That was, bam, women take that L. And he gave that up Are you kidding me? That's like the greatest.
I'm sorry for talking about fucking you 20 years ago. Like, well, you're just talking about it again. What do you mean you're sorry? Hey, all that time I bragged about fucking you openly and in public, and you didn't get a say in it. Well, I'd like to apologize. Everybody, gather around. I'd like to remind you of that. And then I'd like credit for apologizing for it. Also, Janet Jackson, it's kind of not really related. It's just,
let me add her in. While I'm publicly debasing myself, I might as well throw Janet in, too.
Are you sure Britney's the only woman you have to apologize? If I had to apologize, I mean, it's pretty much every fucking woman I've ever met or interacted with at all. I got a long fucking list like Santa Claus. If I'm starting to apologize to femnoids, it's going longer than 1 or 2.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, the commercial. Oh, so this is the one commercial. Some fucking insurance company I never heard of. I don't know if you can find it. It's pretty funny. It's like a workplace harassment spoof. And I don't know how to explain it without, let's see, Super Bowl. Yeah, workplace harassment commercial.
Yeah. Was it really?
Yeah.
I didn't watch a single moment
That's
of the game.
That's it. Cure Car. That's it.
Cure Car Insurance ad fail of the decade.
Yeah, by the way, that's just some random blue check on Twitter that had, I don't know, 5 or 6 likes on that tweet, and they quote it like, "Oh my God, that failed the decade."
Davis, Tommy just
Here we go.
whipped out his opinion.
Tommy?
I didn't just whip it out. She was into it. Plus, I have a pretty big opinion.
Oh, please, it's not that big.
She only gave me a second.
Tommy, not everyone in this office wants your opinion.
Okay, well, how about you? Last week at happy hour when you begged me for my opinion.
I had a picture of margaritas. I would have taken Doug's opinion.
You would?
No.
We can't protect your opinion, but we can protect your car.
It's not even that funny. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But you would think that they set women back 300 years with that commercial. There were so many people.
Oh, they didn't like that commercial?
No, they hated that. They said that was demeaning workplace harassment.
Fucking of
and
course.
making a travesty of Me Too. And how dare you run this commercial? Actually, that's taken a real life fucking thing that's been in the news the last 2 or 3 years and turning it into a funny commercial. Really, that's what commercials all about.
They're horrified that men and women are equally promiscuous whores. Right. I mean that we live in the trash. We're trash people. We need a steady stream of drugs and substance reality enhancers because it's horrible. Because we're all just trying to get through life,
being alive
fucking and
sucks
plugging, whatever.
Yeah.
Being alive is so fucking boring. You know, corporations apologize for even 5 minutes of waiting, and God has given us 80 fucking years of waiting. This is the eternal torment that is life. This is the Sisyphean trauma and hell that is life. We're just trying to get through it. This happens every fucking day. What's going on there? And they didn't like that. They're trying to convince us that there's nothing human about that. Anyway,
Super Bowl commercials suck. I don't know. It is kind of depressing for me. I mean, I know this sounds like the most consumerist thing ever, maybe, but I used to love Super Bowl commercials. I actually look forward to that shit, and now I don't give a fuck. Like, it's just terrible.
I mean, there used to be fun things.
Yeah,
like there used to be shared communal experiences. We used to be able to go to raves. We used to be able to talk about the Holocaust. All we wanted.
Back in the good old days.
Oh, honey, you wouldn't believe the Holocaust of a day I had today.
Every historical comparison about the Nazis that we could muster.
You could just say whatever you wanted. It was great.
That's pretty.
It was fucking great.
You could put them all in a 30-second spot.
Think about the 90s compared to now. Like, I don't know. Like, just what they could say, what the comedians were saying compared to now. I don't know. It's pathetic.
Comedians didn't get applauses in the 90s. No one had invented that yet.
When you get applause, that means you suck.
Yeah.
That means the bit didn't hit. You know what I mean? Like, move on to the next joke. You see a good comedian is out there like, okay, yeah, they're clapping for me. Fuck off. Let me get to the next joke.
All right.
Yeah,
Shut
clap
up.
it up. Yeah.
Let's see here. Gorilla snot. Yeah, gorilla. They took acetone to her hair.
Yeah.
That's what happened there. The plastic surgeon put her asleep to just soak her head in acetone. Did I get that right?
Yeah, that seems a little overkill, maybe. But
anesthesiologists charge a lot.
It's pretty good stuff to get shit out, though. So,
let's see here. I got tie your mask in knots. That's what they're recommending now. CDC. The mask thing has become a whole form of etiquette on its own.
Well, now they got the double mask. Yeah, I was gonna say.
This is in lab tests.
16 masks is the new mask.
Exposure Yeah, exposure to potentially infectious aerosols decreased by about 95% when they both wore tightly fitted masks. But in order to tightly fit your mask, you have to tie it in a knot. Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That is. Yeah, here it is. And fitting masks provided the greatest performance at both blocking emitted aerosols, blah, 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 having both the source.
I saw somebody like that on the plane. I guess it's already getting out there. I was like, what do they do? They're not.
So you have to jerry-rig your mask when you get it. Then you have to start modifying it.
How long until they make you start wearing 2 masks everywhere is what I'm wondering. Because now, I wear the mask when I have to, whatever, just so I can get around and do my shit. But I don't know. The 2 masks seems a little, you know what, motherfucker? I'm not sure I'm wearing 2 masks, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm just not going to go to your fucking establishment. Maybe I'm not going to ride a fucking Uber. This is getting a little...
Insane?
Yeah.
It's getting a little insane?
What am I, Justin Timberlake?
Choosing a mask with a nose wire, which using a mask fitter or brace over the disposable cloth. I can't find the tying part. Make sure it fits. If the mask has a good fit, you will feel warm air. Where's the fucking knot? Let me see. Oh, I can't find it. Tying knots, yeah, against the... fuck it. I don't care.
Why don't we just put plastic bags over?
I think we should. I had another coronavirus thing.
Yeah, use a bunch of those dry cleaner bags that they always say, don't let a child play with.
Well, wait. So, we're all just inhaling plastic all day, right? Like, if you're an essential worker, you're just inhaling microplastics all day. What is that not? Is everybody getting mesothelioma in 20 years?
That's going to be a hell of a class action.
I don't know. Hopefully there's no asbestos in there, but...
Well, what would you voluntarily do that? Like, I was printed right out of the box from China. Let me just take a big.
A lot of these masks are cheap shit made from China.
Oh yeah, no, they're bad. They're garbage.
They're really bad.
What was I looking at?
They have indecipherable Chinese characters all over. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is this.
Yeah, they have a smell. Yeah, it's a bunch of cheap
shit.
They do have a smell. Then
it's the lead-based paint on toys for adults.
I'm surely getting cancer from this.
I'm trying to find this graph. It was all of the mask mandates in California, like when they did them. Although Sean, you can't see it.
That's okay. I'm gonna go get a Coke. You guys play amongst yourselves for 2 minutes.
Okay, go for it. Double mask study. More masks. Oh yeah, here we go. The viral spread of corona. So you can. This is from the New York Times. This data. Sean was afraid of this. That's why
he was afraid to see the truth.
Yeah. So this is in Southern California. We've got LA. I don't know. It's not a big metroplex down here. There's different cities, and they're like an hour away. There's a natural separation between them. LA, San Diego, Orange County. We've got mask mandates that are separated by April to June. What is that? 2 months? I have to start over at the beginning to January, February, March, April, May. Okay, that's 2 months of difference. Closed totally July, and then we've got closed indoor dining. It's about a month in separation, and all of the daily cases are exactly the same. So
none of these measures have done
a goddamn thing,
really. And I don't know. It was always going to be like this, though. Old people, infirm people were going to be the ones dying. That's pretty much the case.
Can you believe that almost a year ago today is when Medicare and I had that conversation on your show?
Replaying that actually on the anniversary day or somewhere around there to look back on it.
Isn't that wild?
It's pretty prescient, a lot of the stuff you said during that, actually, if you go back and listen to that.
Yeah, we're going to lose all of rights. All of our rights.
It sounded extreme then, though. I'm not gonna lie, because I was listening to it and I was like, wow.
I was even singing it out loud and I'm like,
Ron Paul over here.
I got a sick feeling. I see it. I'm embarrassed to say it out loud, but this is what's going to happen. All right, I'm back. Behold. Hey, what's up? We're just talking about how smart I am. Okay, let's get...
that happens, unfortunately.
Penis inspection day. Sean, are you excited for penis inspection day in schools? You remember penis inspection day?
Yeah, it was the week after scoliosis screening
Yeah. You come in and they'd inspect your penis. This is a new legislation for, I guess this is so we can make sure to have trans athletes in or something like that. Legislation in Georgia introduced to create genitalia assessment boards to investigate student athletes' reproductive organs, secondary sex characteristics, and chromosomes to enforce sex-segregated sports and
genitalia assessment board. How do you apply for application on something like that?
Wait a minute. Why don't they just do a blood test or something? Can't they just test the chromosomes? But do they just want to look at people's chunk?
Is that hate speech to just test the chromosomes? I think it might be.
I don't know.
Are you allowed to say
I haven't gotten past the junk inspection.
That's what I fucking thought. So I went and read the law. Student age 18 or older, or a parent or guardian of a student may request a waiver. Here we go. Of this paragraph for the governing body of the athletic association by submitting a written petition which shall include at minimum information regarding the student's gender based on the student's reproductive organs. That's first.
Dude, it's getting so crazy. They're changing mother to birth parent.
Chest milk. Did you see that?
I didn't see that one. I saw a birth parent. I was like, how many? You're throwing away thousands of years of, built up meaning behind the word mother and all this. I don't know, man.
Look, if you're not calling it, women call themselves dog moms. Okay, so
okay, fair point.
If they're erring in the one direction. If you don't like mother, then you're not. Chest milk. Let me read this one for you.
Chest milk.
They're changing it from in an effort to be trans friendly. A hospital is advising nurses to no longer use words such as breastfeeding and breast milk. Human milk.
What the fuck is going on?
Human milk. Human milk and chest milk are more acceptable terms for midwives. Let me get some of that chest milk. Yeah.
That really hits the spot.
Look at this chest milk shake that I've got over here.
Oh, dude, it's going to get worse.
Human milk. Instead of, everyone has breasts, right? Can we just call it tit milk?
That's what I was thinking when you were reading it out.
Fucking human milk? That could mean there's a lot of excretions going on.
What does that do for a transgender individual, Dick? You know what I mean? What does that do for them in their life? Does that really...
Are they sitting there with their baby?
Finally!
Or their baby?
Chest milk.
Yeah. The trans parent is sitting with their baby, with their other trans parent, and the nurse comes in and says, so how's your human milk? Is your human milk frothing for your baby? And then they go, that was an amazing experience.
Finally, I'm treated with respect and dignity.
Finally, this is what midwives at a hospital in England. I don't know. England is fucked. Oh my God.
They're pretty bad over there because even the Conservative Party over there is really heavy on, speech restrictions and just insanity.
Milk from the feeding mother or parent are more acceptable terms in lieu of using the traditional breast milk. Okay. But back to penis inspection day. Based on the student's reproductive organs, genetic makeup, and other medically relevant factors. Other than your genetics?
Yeah.
Are there
what are the other factors? That's what I was saying. I'm trying to think
what
of
makes
just
a person? Well, genes and a lot of other things. Like what? Oh,
pretty much just the genes.
Lots of things. You could imagine. The governing body of the Athletic Association shall appoint a panel of 3 physicians. Oh, cool. When we had penis inspection day, it was just the one guy.
Where you grab your balls and cough or whatever.
Yeah, he's in the library.
Behind the bleachers.
Yeah. Let me check out that penis. After they gave you that hearing test where they said, raise your hand if you could hear it, then they pull you in for penis inspection. Now they got 3 to make sure you're not being traumatized.
One of them's just there to observe. The other 2,
yeah. Well, it might be some kind of a pedophile. We'll get 2 of them. What are the odds that both of them could be pedophiles? We're going to get an anti-pedophile guy. He's
specialist.
He's not. Yeah, he's not. He doesn't get to see the child's penis.
He's just watching their reaction to it.
Right.
To see if they derived any joy whatsoever from it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what. Well, what if we get a guy who derives joy? Oh, fuck! We didn't think that far in advance.
Oh my God.
What if we get a guy who's only attracted to pedophiles in there? Oh no. Oh no. Penis inspection day is ruined.
Does that exist?
Someone who's only attracted to pedophiles?
I mean, it seems like
Probably.
it would, right? Every other fucking crazy thing's got a word for it.
If you could be attracted to it, there's a woman who's
yeah, that's what I'm
attracted
saying.
to it.
Somewhere that's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah. The governing body of
He's only
athletic
attracted to penis inspectors.
I love penis inspectors. Make recommendations to the athletic association for responding to the petition. Blah 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 blah.
I would recommend they don't pursue this course of action.
Just cancel sports. You know.
There's going to be a huge. It's already happening now, but there's going to be a huge push to let transgender, whatever, come over and play with the females. And if the females roll over for, naturally born, whatever you say, whatever.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
My sister was an athlete, so it annoys me.
Well, yeah, it
they
annoys
work
me
so
too.
hard. Like my sister cares more about things than me.
I mean, let's be honest. I don't watch a lot of women's sports because
No one does, 'cause
Most
they're
of them
horrible.
suck. I like women's tennis is pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a couple where you're like, all right, I'll watch that. Here and there, but for the most part, it's completely substandard version
women's
of
tennis,
men
I don't
playing
think I could beat them in. Like if I'm watching women's
They'll
soccer
kick
or
my ass.
WNBA, I was like, I could beat them. I could do that. Probably
Basketball,
can't, but I could do
shooting
that.
it in the wrong hoop, and there's like 5 people watching them play. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, yeah, sure.
No pressure because nobody's watching. I think I could do this.
Yeah.
Throw some elbows in there.
But I'm still a big believer they should have their, fair competitions and stuff. Like, I don't know. Think about the Olympics. You're going to have... I won't say it.
Just cancel sports. You guys fucked around too much. Sports are over. We're not doing them
risk.
anymore.
Or just let it be
COVID risk.
wide open. Just open it up. Totally wide open,
Yeah.
like the all-drug
You know what?
Olympics.
Well,
you know
that's
what?
men's
Let the
sports.
5'2", 100-pound,
Steroids, all
girl
everything.
who identifies as a fucking, whatever, just get in the boxing ring. Just everybody, just see where it falls.
It's full East German, just veins popping out of their fucking neck.
Yeah, just see how that goes. See how many people die.
Well, let's give it a shot. We'll try it, Sean. I told Merlogic to call in. Let me see. Oh, I got a funny tweet from Maddox too. I love when Maddox weighs in on pretty much anything. I don't know what.
He tweeted about me a month or two ago. I can't. I do
he
remember.
did?
It was about my legal stuff. I think when he tweeted that out.
Oh,
remember that?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He's something. I don't know. Call me a piece of shit. Basically, I deserve to go to jail and all this shit.
Here was what Maddox tweeted.
Same old.
Maddox is owning the racists on this one.
Oh, this was epic. I'm glad you pulled this up.
You like this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Maddox, wow, he says, big L for, quote, race realists who peg their entire idiotic, unscientific, and bigoted arguments on shitty IQ tests. Out of curiosity, I looked it up to see which countries were number one on IQ, I guess he's saying.
Yeah.
Guess who's in the top 10? Not the U.S., not even in the top 25.
So the thing is, I wouldn't put myself in that category. But we've had people like that on the show, et cetera. I've never seen a race realist who talks about how smart America is. You know what I mean? How we got the top IQ. What is that's not even a thing. Matter of fact, they're usually shitting on
They have
the IQ of the
a very
American
specific
populace.
reason why the average.
They have a whole
usually-
theory.
America is not a race, though. I don't even get. And
I don't
plus,
know.
he posts the list is Singapore, China, Hong Kong, South. It's all like homogenous nations. I'm pretty sure race realists think Asian people are getting screwed over by diversity quotas too. I think Asian people are. Pretty sure
a lot
there's
of
a
the
fucking
race
lawsuit about.
Well, they admire those countries, though. You know what I mean? They always
Yeah.
talk about how they're homogenous and they should be able to do that, et cetera.
Maddox didn't post the lowest 10 though. The bottom 10.
Oh, he didn't?
To
Well,
really prove the. I assume if he's posting the top 10, the
I kind of
bottom.
want to see that now, but
I mean, I don't. If it was relevant, I'm sure the
Yeah,
news would
yeah,
tell
exactly.
me about it. But if he's going to prove the race realists and the IQ wrong, right? He should go. Here's the top. Here's the top, and here's the bottom. You can see there's no sort of correlation or data that could be pulled. Nutrition has a big component in IQ. Okay, where's Merlogic? Where is he? There he is. Merlogic. Where are you, buddy?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing, man?
Happy Valentine's Day, Dick. You seem to be in one of your moods.
They canceled my fucking rave, man. I'm in a horrible mood. I'm in a piss poor mood.
I can feel it.
You can?
Yeah.
I'm in a liquor mood. What kind of mood are you in? What's Valentine's Day like in the Wonder Bread land? Wonder Bread world?
Celibacy for the most part. I haven't had a real relationship or connection with a real female in years. So, I
feel you. I
Valentine's
feel that.
Day today. Yeah.
So what's new in the commission world for you?
Well, I got a bunch of people blowing up my Discord like last week saying how an animator showed up on your podcast and they were wondering why I wasn't there to speak my case. So I went and did a bunch of research to see what the hell happened.
Okay.
The guy who showed up on your podcast, his name is Grayson Warnerbilt. Yeah. I met this guy the first time I went on your podcast. He went over to me after the podcast was done. He asked me, "Hey, my guy, I heard you were in the market for animations. I will do you an animation for free."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "That's great. When can I get it?" And then he disappeared for what felt like years and years and years on end. And he shows up on your podcast. And then after he's done, he then sends me an email. It's like, "Hey, so about that animation, I'm still working on it. I was flat broke the day I met you. And then after I was not flat broke, I got a job working in the industry." So he got a job as a professional storyboarder, but he still remembered that animation he wanted to give me, something I had completely forgotten about a long while ago.
Well, everyone loves you. Everyone wants to bring your fetish to life or your dreams to life. You got to know that, right?
No, it's cute. I appreciate it. I got the animation right here if nobody's seen it yet.
Let's see it. Is it safe for work? Can I put it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's actually safe for work, because you know how storyboards are. They're very time consuming. It takes like several fucking weeks to do like one frame of animation.
Yeah.
Hang on, I got it right here. But so tell me about this rave. What was it about?
It was about love. It was about reconnecting. It was about unity. Perhaps you've heard it. Did you see fucking Jill Biden's Unity Hearts thing? Oh, come on.
Not from the White House. What a personal touch that was, Dick. What do you mean? We finally got a real human being in the White House.
Fucking White House. Here it is. Okay, let me load this up so people could see it.
Oh.
All right. So this is a woman revving a chainsaw that you've got here.
Yeah. He just sent me this the other day. He said this took me weeks to make. He had to do every frame by hand, and they had to fucking put a bunch of storyboards up on the wall, and then he had to interconnect each and every storyboard. You know how this works. Like, animation's not exactly an easy process.
It looks incredible. It looks like heavy metal style, like Don Bluth almost. So what do you think? Do you get off to this?
He gave me that for free. I didn't spend a penny on that. It's like, this is my gift to you. Thank you for being yourself.
Yeah. He said you were looking for like bratty girls for your commission.
Yeah, of course.
Why do you like that? You like bratty girls, not just Wonder Bread, but like acting like brats.
Yeah, I'm like the Omni simp.
I feel like you could find that in a real woman, one who just acts like a bitch.
Yeah,
all the time.
But you see, when you find that in a real woman, it ruins the fantasy because it makes you into a real simp.
Yeah, it's true.
Pseudo simp.
Yeah. Okay. What else is going on with you, bud?
Pseudo simp.
Do you put them in their place with a bratty girl, or you just like getting abused?
It's kind of like a cuckoldery thing. I actually really like it when they behave this way.
You do? Are you into cucking too?
I do. Not real cucking.
No. Thinking about it? Like fake cucking?
And you see, that's the thing. When you have a fantasy, the reason why it's great is because it isn't real. When it becomes real, you don't want it anymore. The reason why it's great is because it's not tangible. It can be whatever you want it to be, but when it becomes something, it's nothing.
I don't know. Some fantasies are pretty good. Not all. maybe fucking bread falls under that. Yeah. Anyway, what else is going on in your life, bud?
My grandfather recently passed away. I did a bunch of research just to when that happened. He died sometime in December, and I was really depressed about it.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. I saw you posting about that.
Yeah. Thank you, by the way, for letting me bring this up.
Go ahead. What do you want to say about it?
Yeah. So I wanted to do something special for my grandfather because now that I'm only just knowing that he passed away, nobody told me about it, nobody had the means to tell me about it. I wanted to do something special for him to honor his memory. And now I went and did a bunch of research because my grandfather is a guy who used to write books, and a lot of his books are autobiographies based around different moments in his life. So what I want to do is,
does he have any breads? Have you read them? Sorry, have you read the autobiographies? No, you haven't.
I've not read any of his book. That's the other thing I wanted to do. I wanted to get all 7 of his books, and I wanted to keep them as keepsakes.
Bro, what if he has like? What if he has like bread stuff in those autobiographies? Do you think that's possible? Like any kind of?
You see, it's funny because some of these books are actually about me, so they don't specify my name by name in the books. But what I want to do is I want to get all these books and I want to put them on things like e-Kindles, so they're more easy and convenient for people to buy.
Okay.
Because I learned that there's not that many paperback versions of these books, so I want to get all the PDF files up on these e-Kindles so people can buy them. My idea is I want to get as many people as I can get to buy these books as a means to honor his memory, because it's always been his dream to want to become a professional novelist and make money off of his work.
Okay.
One of his books that he held in high regard is a book called A Grandpa in a Children's Village. That was back when he met me at a place called the Children's Village, which doesn't exist anymore.
That's like a bad porno. A grandpa in a children's.
Yeah, I can see this snowball gaining momentum.
Jam for that. A grandpa in a children's village. It's like Mr. T and the ladies, but
if you want to fuel to that fire, I should also point out that he was also a devout Catholic.
No, a grandpa in a children's village.
Oh my God.
Why did nobody tell you he died?
So shelter in place has been so fucking crazy that everybody's just been up in their own little world.
Like, death?
I knew for a fact.
Wait, the phone?
They couldn't tell you? How did you find out eventually?
So I'm going to Safeway, and I ran into a former Children's Village employee, which was the foster home I used to live at. And she said she recently moved to Bennett Valley. When we were driving over to Safeway together, she recently went and told me before I got out of the car, "Oh, by the way, your grandfather died. Did you know about that?"
Fuck?
What the fuck?
No,
First off, that's not how you dropped that news.
Yeah. Yeah, she just casually went to me and was like, "Hey, yo, your grandfather died. Just to let you know."
Oh, by the way, your grandpa. Did you hear about that?
Sure, if you heard
this is
about
just like
it,
a coworker? Just some woman? Go slower.
It's, not a coworker, just somebody I knew back at the Children's Village. She used to be a secretary.
What is the Children's Village?
Yes, what the fuck is the Children's Village?
Like a
Children's Village is
Smurf Village for molested kids?
It's a former foster home I used to live in. I used to be a foster child. I spent 6 years of my life there.
Did you really? I didn't know you were a foster child.
I did. Yeah. I've been a foster child since 12 years old.
Wow.
I've known that man since I was 12.
Do you know who your real parents are?
I do know who my real parents are. In fact, if you go on my Kiwi Farms page, there are people who talk about them frequently.
Well, I'm sure. Do you have a relationship with them?
Fucking hate them because my mom is a meth addict and my dad is a dependent alcoholic.
Do you have a normal relationship with your parents? Then?
Good clean cut all Americans in.
I suddenly don't have as many jokes.
I'm an open book, Dick. Believe me, I could tell you all kinds of horrible stories depending upon the next time I'm brought back here.
Tell one now. I'm all ears. It's Valentine's Day. We should be talking. We should be talking about the downsides of love. What comes to mind immediately for you?
In terms of love,
no horrible stories.
That's
horrible
more
stories.
like hate than it is love.
Yeah, talk about that. I was making a joke about everybody's coming together for love right now, but I'm just giving everyone a cons list vis-a-vis your parents.
Yeah.
Tell us a horrible story about them.
A horrible story? What kind of horrible story? About what? Be specific, Dick.
I don't know. It's just like an improv sketch. I got to throw a word out there. I don't know.
That's the worst one you can think of.
The worst one you can think of.
Not fuck up Patreon.
All right, the worst one I can think of. I remember one time, and you could probably find this somewhere on the internet, that a news report wanted to do a bit on the Children's Village, and we thought, as all of the foster kids, we're all going to say our piece in front of the camera. But The woman who was in charge of the children's village that day said, no, we don't want the children in the shot. And when I went over to her and I'm asking, why are you doing a documentary on the children's village if the children aren't going to be in the shot? And she was like, no, they're going to be in the shot, but we're not going to have them talk in front of the camera. So when I asked her why,
they'll say something stupid like, I like turtles.
By the way, this is some information we forgot to tell you, but we're going to only tell you this right now. The landmass that we bought the children's village and built it on is right next to an area that's known for pedophiles being in the area. We don't want them to know that we live in this area.
The children's village was next to pedophile farms? What are you talking about?
That was the reason why she told me we couldn't be on camera.
What? What the fuck are you talking about? Wait, you grew up on a village, like a free-range foster child village that was next to a pedophile?
Like the Hunger Games.
Where is this? Where did this happen?
Children's Village is in Santa Rosa, or what's left of it was in Santa Rosa. It's in a place called Kiwanis Terrace. It's right next to a college area.
Okay. And where are the pedophiles?
So the apartment complex that's right next to what the Children's Village used to be is the place they said where all the pedophiles live.
Okay.
Yeah. So you make pedophile jokes, and that's the first thing I remember because, they're like, no, we can't have you in front of the camera. What if a pedophile comes on the property, finds out who you are, just said your name, and attempts to rape you?
What, the pedophiles are at home watching the news going, oh, yeah, that's a spicy one. That Merlogic.
That's what she said. It's like, no, you can't be in the shot. This is just about promoting the village. But we don't want you in the shot where you might get raped.
I must have him. I must have this boy. What was the real reason they didn't want you on TV? They just wanted to talk more?
Maybe it was because I was probably super unhappy and they were probably thinking I was going to say something that's not supposed to be on TV.
You were unhappy at the children's village?
Yeah.
Why?
Are you kidding me? I used to have people tell me that McKay used to get into fucking screaming matches with God because he hated being a foster child that badly. He would just scream for hours and he would just cry afterwards.
Who? Another child at the children's village? You?
No, me.
You would? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That sucks. How long were you there?
I was there for 6 years. I was there from 12 to 18. The minute I turned 18, they booted my ass off the property and they said, you're on your own.
When the checks dried up, I assume.
Yeah. When you're no longer dependent on the state and you're legally 18, they don't want anything to do with you. And since I was a fucking piece of shit over there, they told me to leave. I ended up in Lake County for 10 days. And if anybody who's ever lived in Lake County, it's just a place that makes a lot of meth. I lived in a trailer park for 10 days and I wanted to kill myself throughout 9 of those days.
Wow. You have had a very rough life for a Wonder Bread fetish guy.
Yep. It's...
Man, is there anything good about the foster system? Like, do you ever hear anything good about it?
Is there one heartwarming thing?
Seriously.
Come on.
The one thing people tell you about being a foster kid is it's like legal child trafficking. They can take you away from their parents and keep you there. But what's really fucked up is foster homes are becoming more and more like a dying concept. It's not like Little Orphan Annie in the fucking movie where big billionaire is going to come and get that little daughter and the day is going to be saved. No, it's nothing like that. One time, when me and my brother were living at the Children's Village, a pedophile wandered onto the property and he wanted to adopt my brother. Only my brother, not me.
God.
And we learned.
Is Gina Carano going to make this into the heartwarming Disney movie?
This reminds me of the Holocaust, Nick.
A pedophile.
What's funny is we learned later.
So one day a pedophile wanders onto the Children's Village and he wants to adopt my brother.
So what's funny is we learned later that this pedophile who wanted to adopt my brother had been going to different foster homes all over the state. And he was specifically, now hold on, he was specifically targeting retarded kids because my brother's retarded.
No. Your brother's retarded?
Actually, look at all the kids he was adopting impulsively. They were all either developmentally disabled that literally could not talk outside of just making rage sounds, or they were crippled. And he wanted my brother because he thought he'd be easy to rape.
Because he couldn't tell on him.
He
couldn't go to the cops.
Retarded kids because he thought
he had a definite strategy though, didn't he?
That's smart pedophile. You can't catch them because they're so crafty. He went over the books.
Yeah,
all these pedophiles get caught because these kids rat them out.
You just gotta lower your standards a little bit.
Guys, pedophiles.com. I figured it out. We got to go to the Children's Village and get some of these retarded kids.
Jesus.
How did you know he was a pedophile?
We learned later because, the thing about pedophiles is that they try not to look like pedophiles, even though it's hard for them. Everyone wants to be Mr. Rogers, even though Mr. Rogers has a pedophile vibe to him.
does.
A little bit.
Well, because they all jacked his vibe. Like he was genuine, and all the pedophiles was like, "Oh yeah, I'm Mr.
Copy Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Old man with a pimp cane wanders onto the property and says, "Lead me to your retarded children. I want to talk to them." You know, that's usually a red flag.
That's a red flag for me. Can I see the retards, please?
Bring me out your finest retarded kids. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I like this one.
They line them up like
Supple
the Moonlight Bunny
cheeks.
Ranch out front. Like, what the fuck is that?
What do they say? So, what are you in the market for? Well,
what kind of retard are you in the market for today, sir? I'm not an ebophile.
You know what's really
I need under 12.
All this?
What?
The only reason why I knew this guy wanted to adopt my brother is because he didn't tell me about it. I had to learn later, where they were almost about willing to sign that adoption paper, and I ran into the room like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He didn't ask me. He didn't ask my
stop the presses.
Family if you wanted to do this. Like, no, we're just going to adopt your brother.
Did you really stop
Nobody keeps you in the loop.
The adoption?
They're not supposed to. You're dependent on the state. You're property, not a person.
Wow, what'd your brother have to say about it?
His mouth is full.
He fucking got kicked out of the children's village. He ended up going to a different children's village for retards.
Wait, say that again, Mer? Sorry.
So when the pedophile thing didn't work out, they ended up taking him to a different foster home. And it was there he started becoming more and more angry at the world. At one point at time, he bought a guitar he bought a guitar for $200. And the person who sold him that guitar claimed that guitar was signed by Jimi Hendrix. It wasn't. It was a wooden guitar that he got like a magic marker and like wrote Jimi Hendrix on the guitar and said, "Oh, by the way, Jimi Hendrix owned this guitar. I'll sell it to you for $200." But he kept that guitar. So he kept that guitar for the longest time. And when he moved to this new foster home up in Sebastopol, when he went to the person who owned that foster home, he hit that person over the head with the guitar, Jeff Jarrett style. He broke the guitar off some man's head.
This is how much I hate you. This guitar has been signed by Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix. How retarded is your brother, Mer? Like how?
Very retarded.
He can conduct. I mean, he can conduct commerce, though. What?
He's Timmy from South Park retarded.
How did he buy a guitar then?
So, up near the children's village, there's this place that sells musical instruments just on the side of the road. And there's this Peruvian man who'll try and sell you things that are overmarked that he got off like Amazon for like $20. That's how he sold that guitar to my brother for almost $200. And he kept that guitar and he never played it. And then he had that guitar on him when he moved to the new foster home, and then he hit someone over the head with it.
I think you've broken my brain. This is one of the greatest things.
I want to say it's untrue, but it's so detailed.
I can tell you a story about something crazy that's happened.
I want to say it's not true, but man, it's so fucking detailed. Like,
oh, you don't think Merlogic is being 100% honest?
But it's so detailed with the Peruvian.
This is a guy who.
How crazy is that sound?
It's funny because like there's a lot of people who still to this day say this guy's doing a bit. He's doing a long con. There's no way anything this guy talks about is genuine.
No,
eventually he's just gonna come out. It's like, you know what, guys. The bread thing, it was all meme. You know, it was all a bit. You're like, you know, I've been fooling you this whole time. You never knew about it.
Well, you remind me of the way the excitement and the exuberance you show for your fetish reminds me of Blacklight. One of the he's called in before. He's like he's a furry. And he's like really totally unashamed about it's great. It's fucking great in my opinion. But he called in. I forget. Somebody remind me what Blacklight's story was. He had some childhood trauma. I feel like you have all this childhood trauma, and then you grow up and you're like, I don't fucking care if people think I want to fuck bread. Like what? I'm trying to protect my retarded brother from getting raped and adopted by a pedophile. I don't really give a fuck what people online think about what gets me off. I just want my retarded brother not to be sucking dick for life. Not to be like a sex slave.
You think I don't go on Kiwi Farms like once a day to check to see if these people are still thinking of me? They're not. They're more worried about the fact that their website is hemorrhaging money.
Well, I mean,
tragic.
Do you still see your brother?
I do. He's my next door neighbor. He lives like 2 feet behind my apartment complex.
Oh, geez, you're not in that same apartment complex, are you?
No, he actually ended up getting adopted by a nice, kind lady. He's now 19. Like he's gonna, well, if it weren't under shelter in place, he'd be going to school now. He'd be going to the SRJC.
What's the SOJC?
It's the Santa Rosa Junior College. It's the public community college people can go to pretend like, you didn't get a GED and you're actually smarter than you think you are. That's another story I can tell you someday, where I somehow failed upwards from high school and ended up in college.
Well, everyone does that. Blacklight shot his parents hired a camp to come in the middle of the night and abduct him and take him to camp. Like a re-education bad kid camp.
Wait, say that again.
Blacklight, a listener, he called in and told the story.
This is a great story.
His parents. He was 15.
Okay.
He was 15 years old, and his parents. His parents hired a camp to send counselors in to abduct him in the middle of the night.
Some CIA rendition shit, like black ops site shit,
and take you to like bad kid camp. And he wasn't doing anything that bad, like the way he told it. So his grandpa had given him a handgun. A 45, he woke up and thought guys were breaking in his criminals. Well, which they were.
Yeah.
Criminals were breaking into his house to abduct him, and he shot them both. Executed them in the middle of the fucking night. It was like, well,
fuck it.
You better send more guys next time.
You better come harder than that.
But then he's really, he shot, he shot them both and one died.
Okay.
But he's very open about being a furry. He's like, well, I mean, I don't know how to you can't really make fun of a furry who woke up in the middle of the night and fucking put a guy in the ground at 15 years old.
Fucking Rittenhouse, suck on that.
This entire story is a strong advocation as to why we all need to be pro-gun, because, what if people break into the middle of the night and want to take you to a special summer camp where a man named Mr. Epstein wants to see you in your nice little furry suit?
I keep thinking of those drill sergeants they used to bring on, like Jenny Jones and those shows in the 90s where they get in the face of the kids, and one of those types just comes in and the fucking furry just smokes him.
Oh,
my God.
Oh, you got spit on me. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's what it was.
Holy shit.
Those things were so fucking stupid.
Dude.
I hate that like scared straight porn for boomers. Dude,
that was all over the place in the 90s. That used to be like a whole setup for a talk show. Montel Williams
military like fetishism, just yelling at kids that don't have parents. Like, get the fuck out of here. So
obviously, these kids have some fucking problems, dude.
Vietnam War level drills from like fucking Vietnam movies of that era.
Boomers can literally have fucking entertainment too.
Like, it's for boomers to entertain themselves, like to wish they were yelling at kids.
I remember being a kid thinking, man, this is fucked up. I hate these people.
Yeah.
I hate these people for doing, like, these are my brethren, basically. These are my fellow kids, and they're fucking them over on live TV for fucking
embarrassing them for nothing.
Yeah.
Dick, there was a time I actually put my foot on an old woman's lawn, and she actually pulled out a shotgun and told me to fucking step my ass back.
Where was that?
Right outside
I was in Petaluma. I was trying to run to the bus. I was trying to cut through some old lady's lawn. The minute my foot touched the grass, she pulled out a shotgun. It's like, boy, you best get off my lawn. I ran for my life. I ran faster.
I fucking hate boomers. This lockdown has saturated every fiber in my being with a hatred that I have never felt in my life. I really just fucking hate them. I do not feel anything in common with these people anymore. I can't. The people going around all day. I go on a walk every day. Because I'm 40. I gotta get the blood flowing through. If I don't have an alcohol problem, as long as I can get out of bed and go on a walk every morning.
You put the work in.
Yeah. And I pass people every day, and they like have their masks around their fucking neck, and they see me. I feel black because they see me coming. They're like, oh, they cross the street to put their masks on and get away from me. I think you did this. You guys did this
in LA. They wear it everywhere, and if you're not wearing it, so everywhere else you just take it off. You're outside, whatever. Yeah. But in LA, they look at you like you got the plague or some shit if you're walking around outside.
Okay. What, Merlot?
It's super weird because, it's like shelter in place now has like a lesser priority to it because of certain orange-skinned individuals in an office anymore. It's only a priority when we need a distraction from something else. When people start asking questions, that's only when shelter in place becomes a real problem again. All these numbers that suddenly grew that we don't know why just suddenly grew and need to be afraid again. Be afraid forever. Go back to your pod.
It's just like the Holocaust. All right. All right, Murray, does anything make you a rage or anything? Get out of here. I'm going to read some comments.
His life.
Bro, you have the most interesting fucking life. You're talking about your grandpa's memoirs, but you have got to put some of this shit down. This is what you've gone through. Even the name Children's Village is insane. It's like a horrifying Dr. Seuss
stories about this place. It's the worst place I've ever been in it was the lowest point in my entire life. Anytime you invite me on the podcast just to talk about stories about like this, come get me.
Tell me another one.
There and I will fucking
Tell me another one.
How many I wrote of all the places? Yeah.
How many kids were there?
About 30.
30 kids. Like a classroom of kids.
Yeah. A lot of these places are absolute cesspools, dude. And the way they treat these kids, he's talking about pedophiles and stuff. That shit's common. And just, mistreating the kids in general. And they know they can't do shit. They have
like the October sky of fucking sad places. Like it just plays that soundtrack on loop.
They have no advocates too, though. It's like a foster kid. Their parents are their parents going to come talk shit. Yeah. No, they're not. And they know they can just do whatever to these kids. So.
Ralph, you should start a children's home. St. Jude's.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Right? Let's take good care of these kids. You guys, we're not pedophiles. We're bad. We're bad dads. We are bad role models. We're not pedophiles. We're not fucking pedophiles. We're too drunk. Too drunk. No, you never seen a drunk pedophile. No,
you don't. That's true. They have to be very competent. They're not able to.
They're not drawn to the liquor.
The thing about pedophiles, they don't need to be drunk to encourage themselves in order to touch kids. They just do that impulsively.
Too drunk to lure.
Well, yeah, you can't be. It's so rare. They get an opportunity. They don't get a bunch of opportunities, so they got to be on their game all the time. They're probably pretty straight edge.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You got to be prepared if you're a pedophile. You got to wake up every day and think of one thing. You can't be getting...
This is God's house. God frowns upon what I do, but we don't drink in this house.
Okay, well, give me another horror story from Children's Ranch or whatever you were... By the way, Nick Fuentes was on that heel stream, wasn't he?
What horror stories you want?
Hold on. Nick Fuentes was singing Ram Ranch with us.
He came in and sang Ram Ranch, yeah.
And now they're playing videos of him in the fucking in Congress.
It's so funny.
Isn't
at the end of the stream, he said, Ralph, this is the perfect place to do is the kill stream. When shit like this breaks out, this is exactly where I want to be. And he was like, man, it's been a while. It's been some years. We're both still here, man. I don't know. It's crazy, kind of just like where it went from there, and Daily Mail mentions and Bitcoin
do you
mysteries.
Remember that time when Nick and Ben had that debate, and Ben fucking debated circles around Nick to the point where Nick actually went and harassed Ben Sharpio's family? I still think about that often.
Who's
that
Ben?
And the time where Nick masturbated on stream, he got banned from YouTube.
Wait. No, wait a minute.
Nick Fuentes?
I have to say that I don't think that happened, that last part especially, but I know he did have a confrontation with Shapiro outside of, what was it,
Turning Point? In front of his family. Come on, dude. Let the man just hang out with his big titty sister. He doesn't need this right now.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, it wasn't that
Keep
bad.
your family home. But you can't have a conversation in the street.
We can't walk up to the guy just
give me a fucking break. What do you mean don't? Oh, he's in front of his family. You think any wife in America is going like, oh, man, thank God my husband didn't get confronted today for all of the bullshit that he does. What's wrong with having a conversation with a guy? It happens.
Well, it's one thing to have a conversation. It's one thing for Nick to just start screaming in front of Ben. It's like, man, you didn't win that debate. I demand a rematch. It's a fucking sport. That's what IBS is.
But he didn't actually have a debate with Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro wouldn't debate him.
Was it really not a debate?
No, they were just talking shit back and forth on Twitter. Shapiro won't debate him because, honestly, from Shapiro's perspective, I understand that decision because it's like, why give the guy the platform?
Yeah.
It's only going to help him. And he can lose and it's still going to help him.
He's a filmmaker now.
Right, exactly. He's above that type of shit.
Yeah, I hope it's really wild seeing Nick getting brutalized by the government. This is their example evidence of
he got
a white
3
supremacist.
or 4 times by name and a few different video clips. Wow. A guy, Killstream guest, been on some of these, blood sports and all this.
Yeah.
I don't know, known him for years, and now they're playing this guy in the fucking impeachment in the goddamn United States Senate, saying public enemy number 1, kind of behind Trump, I guess.
And then even his own his own people are. I was watching your show this week, and what was his name? Patrick Casey.
Yeah, Patrick Casey.
Totally fucked Nick over, like really, really, in a really gross way. I watched your show, and I watched Patrick Casey deliver that monologue, and it made my fucking skin crawl. Like, you're divulging personal financial information of another guy that's obviously conjecture in such a weaselly way. That was absolutely disgusting when he did that. I could not believe what I was watching.
So I have to say neutral on that, but I will say that he went pretty hard, honestly, and he said some things where I was like, honey. It has to be more than just this.
Oh no, if you're telling if you're telling people about my financial situation,
yeah,
you're fucked. You have just fucked up.
But once you say that, there's no path for reconciliation after that. You start dropping some knowledge, and I don't know, man. Yeah, it was
it reminded me of Maddox's lying and implying shit. Like Patrick Casey was saying, "Oh, Nick has to put this conference on because he's like financially like he needs the money because the feds have frozen his bank." It's like, man, how do you fucking? All of that is just. There's no way you know. There's no way you know.
First off, we do know that the Bitcoin alone, if he had held it, which I sold it immediately because I thought there might be some mistake. I was like, I didn't know who the fuck sent me this. I was like, let me sell it before they figure out I'm not supposed to fucking have this. Let me get rid of this.
You don't want to get caught holding.
Yeah, let me get that in my bank account. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. I didn't even see it until 2 weeks after it happened, and it said 0.5 Bitcoin in your Coinbase. I was like, this is some fucking joke. What are they trying to scam me back on Coinbase? I hadn't been on there in 6 months. God damn it, though, it was there.
Fucking Nigerians.
Did you ever actually end up buying any of that GameStop stuff?
No, I didn't. And some guy came on my show and shilled it when it was at $4, and he said, get in on it, Ralph. And we made fun of him for 3 weeks. We're like, this fucking moron. What do you mean buy GameStop? What a loser. And then GameStop fucking went to the moon. I would have made, I don't know, $50,000 probably if I'd have just listened just a little bit. But the fucking
billionaires weeping in their mansions crying about how the Goyim know.
But if Nick held on to, if Nick held on to that Bitcoin, though, it would be like $500,000.
Nick's got diamond hands.
Just about holding on to that.
I don't agree with Nick's, masturbating and the whole God stuff, but God, I love that he never capitulates anything.
I was going to say,
it's so fucking great to see. He never phrases things in a way to make them palatable. I really love that guy. I hope he's around forever, but I don't think he will be. Him. Nick, you, and Sam Hyde, I feel like we're chopped off at the knees. Like, in culture, our culture has experienced a significant detriment because of that.
Well, thank you for putting me in that class there. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's fucked up. I tend to think, and I've said this on my show, but I think it's going to be a year or two. I really don't think it's going to be this dark forever. You know what I mean? In terms of people getting their shows published and, monetization, all that.
That's why they always say it's darkest before the dawn. You never really find the bottom until you reach it.
Yeah, I know that sounds trite a little bit maybe, and maybe I'm just, sunshine and rainbows pumping, but I do feel that way. I really do.
Yeah, there's if the distributed finance sector keeps growing the way it is. Like, we're in a spot where you can't even describe it to the people who want to shut it down because it's so complicated. Right. Like, it's really in a perfect spot. It's like where the internet started. We had to tell somebody, you got to get on the internet. You got to go buy a modem, ding dong, ding. Then you call a thing, and they're like, I'm dumb. That's too complicated. Now it's you can't avoid the internet.
Yeah,
you can't fucking avoid it. They're like, oh, dumb. Once we get finance back to a way that's too complicated, we'll be fine. All right, Merlogic. Get out of here. I got to get Crippled Jesus on here. I see your Hitomi Tanaka post. This is what they do to get me to look. They put messages on pictures of Hitomi Tanaka, and it works every fucking time.
Almost as crafty as the pedophile that only goes after retards. Just right below that.
Call in with more stories, please.
Yeah, sure. Just come and get me whenever. I'll fucking share whatever.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Do you have anything you want to promote?
Nothing. Just my grandfather's books, but I got to get those on eKindle. So when I get around to doing that, I will.
Are you good at that? Can you do that?
I'm good at talking to people. I talked my way into being on this show, which is more than I thought I was capable of.
Well, I mean, are you able to put the books up and get them on Kindle? It's a simple process. If you want help, let me know.
I would absolutely fucking love your help.
Okay.
I would very much appreciate that.
Yeah, send me an email. We'll get done. I'll put top men on it. Riley. Cripple Jesus and
I'll work on that email draft in a bit.
Okay. Bye, buddy.
This is
God, what Children's Village. What do you think about that, Sean?
Jesus. Well, I realized, about halfway through, he's not talking about a blood relative as his grandfather, right?
Yeah,
I mean, he's talking about the guy who ran the village. I had no idea that he was a foster child.
Oh, was he talking about the guy that ran the village? Oh,
I mean, probably, or it at least makes sense why he wouldn't know, about any of this stuff. I mean, it's not like he's got a tight family.
Yeah.
I honestly thought it was a troll for certain parts of it, but then it was so detailed, and I don't really know this guy's whole history. But man, I don't know. I don't think it was. I think
that's how you get the Wonder Bread.
I think it's just some wild shit.
It's wild shit.
Yeah, he talks like that all the time. I mean, he's either like incredibly good at trolling, or I don't know.
No, he's 100% real. There is no fucking. I will not stand to have his integrity impugned in this way, even questioned at all. If you're coming to the table with that, you better have some hard evidence and not just conjecture. I refuse to entertain such hypotheticals.
No, I agree. I think he's. I think he's completely legit.
Mur, your grandpa, was he in charge of the children's village?
No, he was a grandparent. There were 6 grandparents on the children's village, and he was one of the favorites.
Wait, what?
So you called him your grandfather?
6
He's my adopted grandfather.
Right. Okay.
They were like the grandparents for the kids. Like they had like a set of grandparents,
like a rotation of grandparents.
So the reason why there were grandparents on the site was because the woman who was running the place at the time wanted to create this idea where grandparents are kind of like wholesome people, so they thought they'd relate to the kids better. And sure enough, it worked. Now, you can make all the pedophile jokes you want, but weirdly enough, it worked. And a lot of the kids actually related to the grandparents that were on the Children's Village property. It was the foster parents themselves they couldn't relate to. Now, it wasn't the case for every foster parent there, but there were some people who just straight up got the job just because they had a driver's license because they needed them to drive the van.
Okay, I need to read this book. Yeah, email me. All right, bye, Mer. Yeah, see ya.
Wait, do you really want geriatrics driving a bunch of kids around in a van?
It's going to be a Holocaust. Cripple Jesus. Hey, are you there, Cam?
Dick, what's up, buddy?
You got an update with your feminist studies thing?
Yeah, so over the weekend, a lot happened. So I requested a class change, and I got that class change.
Oh.
And I'm doing my assignment, to catch up on the class. And I check my email. And I get an email from my professor, my new professor. I put it in the chat. I don't know if...
Let's see.
I can put it in there again.
Hey, has any pedophile ever targeted you?
Well, I wouldn't run away or anything, so you think it would be easy. We actually had a pedophile English teacher in 9th grade. My 9th grade English teacher was a pedophile, but she only fucked tall black guys. So I was okay.
You didn't make the cut?
Kardashian family full of pedophiles too, apparently.
Did you post it? Did you post the...
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay, there it is. The thing you posted says, as I believe you have already been notified, you have been temporarily removed from my class pending an investigation by the Office of Wellness and Community Responsibility. The Office of Wellness is going to investigate you? Uh-oh.
So, yeah.
They're going to find some problems.
Here comes a penis inspection
for academic court, and I found out that I'm getting sued by my previous teacher for going on Who Are These Podcasts.
No,
what?
Dude, wait a minute.
You're getting sued by your former teacher for going on podcasts?
Yep. Who Are These Podcasts? And believe it or not, Dick, when they called me to serve me the charges, her boss mentioned you, but wouldn't do it by name. And he started to get into it about how I was on this show, but he stopped midway and was like, never mind, that doesn't matter. But
was it Heather from Condé Nast?
As if you have any questions, who's suing you exactly? The Office of Wellness and Community Responsibility?
So the Office of Wellness is backed by the teachers, so I'm being sued by the teachers and the school.
For what? For what?
Well, I wanted to talk about the charges. There's two particular ones that I think are the funniest, and it really incriminates the teacher more than anything. So one of the charges is an academic dishonesty charge because I was recording the class. Now, I have a letter of accommodations paper, which is a disability accommodations
They'll have to let you off
paper
that.
signed by the president. And it says
Trump?
that I
President
have
Trump
the
or
right
Biden?
to record
President
every
Biden?
class.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
And I sent it to her in an email. And she said, I have acknowledged the content of my email. So based off of that charge, it is very clear to me that she did not read my letter of disability, which is the direct breach of duty as a, quote, educator. So really, that charge incriminates her more than anything, and it showed the court that she doesn't do her job. Secondly,
are you going to be your own lawyer? You should wheel in there, Your Honor. Like you should be.
Keep your suckers just like Matlock,
and have like a Southern accent. Do a Southern accent. Keep going. Sorry, we're making boomer references with Matlock.
Oh well, that's what's so funny about these charges is it's all based on. We read that email on the show. It's all based on the idea that I'm threatening and menacing over Zoom. I'm pretty sure when I roll into the court and I'm falling out of my chair that's too small for me, I'm pretty sure that just wipes away the threatening narrative.
What's the worst thing about being crippled? The chair's too fucking small. I didn't even think of that. Of course it is. Of course it's too small. Oh my God, there is no end to the torment. You can really play it up too when you roll in there. Get one of those like tongue things.
Yeah, I was gonna say drool's coming out a little bit. Play it up, it doesn't normally do it, but
well, I'm gonna make sure I get a lot of water in me beforehand so I can get the drool flowing.
Your Honor, can we take a break? My colostomy bag needs emptying again. I just want, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, again, I have to do this many times a day. I can't believe you're getting sued. Of course you are.
It's crazy, and it's the other thing I wanted to mention too is it's very frightening how she figured out that I am Crippled Jesus because I in no way connect my real name to what I do on the internet.
That's a good point. Why would she think you're Crippled Jesus?
They must have snitched him out.
Well, there's no way they would have known that I was on the podcast unless they found out that my name is connected to my alias. My social media does not have my government name.
How did they find that? That's a good point.
We don't know. That's the thing. That's why my mom and I requested a restraining order.
There are a lot of autists online too.
A sneaky suspicion that this woman is stalking me.
Wow. And you're paying for this privilege. All of this hassle. This is the college experience.
The government is, and some stupid rich guy that's using me for a tax write-off.
How much are they suing you? Like, what are they suing you for?
So they argue that the sound clips that I played on Carl's show is distributing the lecture illegally. Now, this is obviously very disprovable because I can just use fair use because this
it's just it's ridiculous on its face. Like, okay, you guys are just pissed that you got made fun of. All right.
This is a hour lecture, and at most, I have 5 minutes worth of clips that I play on Carl's show. And it's not like they're in any order. And I went over with it with a couple dickhead lawyers. And they said if I bleep out names, which I did, you can go back and listen to that episode right now. I bleeped out all the names. You don't even know what school I go to. That's not in there. All you know is that it's a feminist theory class.
Yeah. Well, how much are they suing you for? Like what's the restitution?
So my scholarship is about $15,000 a year, and they're not suing for money. But why they're doing this is because they know that if I have a charge on my academic record, my scholarship people can decide to drop me if they so choose.
Oh my God! How the fuck?
You know, if things keep going,
do you live with these people.
Feminists.
If things keep going the way they are, Crippled Jesus is going to get an athletic scholarship. It's like, what?
Can you play women's basketball? Crippled Jesus? They're going to have to look at your penis. They're going to have to inspect that. They got 3 guys to look at your penis.
You know that I'm number 1 in the WNBA?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What a shit show. What a travesty. What a travesty of education.
I just want to bring up something that I find really funny to close this story. So the other charge is a disruptive charge, and it'll never not be funny to me that a woman who is so bad at her job that she is getting disruptive by a guy that's on mute the entire time.
She just can't look at you. This fucking Crippled Jesus is there. What I love is that now in her head, she associates the name Crippled Jesus with you. Like, whenever she looks at you and she's in her mind, she's like, Crippled Jesus, like, oh, they're fucking Crippled Jesus. God damn you, Crippled Jesus. I'll get you next time. Yeah. Hello, Crippled Jesus. What a disaster.
If anything, this, I want this case to be an example that just because you have doctor in front of your name doesn't mean you can bully people and just slander people all day. And I'm standing up for freedom of speech. And
it's
in the court,
a person who would seek, standing up for free. A person who would seek any kind of to harm. Affect you negatively in any kind of way in your schooling or whatever, like financially, is a sick and deranged person. Yeah. Like someone who would try to I mean, I don't like to express pity because it's condescending, but honestly, someone who would try to hinder your life in such a way at this point in your life where you're like young and just trying to get started and get educated, like a person who would
try to do it too,
specifically to single you out for this. The person, a woman, or an organization who would do this is sick and deranged. And I wish I believed in hell because they belong there. It's perverse what they're doing to you. It's really fucking perverse.
What's funny is that I would say she has it pretty hard too, because not only is she Jewish, but she's also poor, and she's about to lose a lawsuit against the cripple. So I'm pretty sure she's going to be outcasted from the entire Jewish community.
They won't let you back at Temple when you lose a lawsuit. You're out of here. You got to go win a lawsuit before you get back. You can't say these types of things.
You're already in the lower tier because you're poor, but now you lost a lawsuit too? Oh, God. We have to do a 23andMe on your ass.
Well, keep fighting the good fight, I guess. Don't get too caught up in it. I hope it works out for you.
She's listening to the show, by the way.
I bet
she's listening to all the shows I'm on. So if you want
she's a feminist. She hears us talking and just wants to get plowed. It gets their pussies. Feminists listening to me, they just sploosh, gush. They got to put they get feminists who listen to this show. They go to the store and they're like, "How many bags do you want for your groceries? Give me one extra. I'm not going to use it for groceries. I'm going to put it on I'm putting my seat cushion on the way home while I listen to the Dick Show, so I can gush pussy juice all over my fucking seat and then bag it up because I'm so fucking horned up. They need to get fucked. She knows it. Nothing else matters. None of this stupid shit matters.
Before you get me off here, I had a couple things to plug.
I'm getting both of you off. Bitch, I'll talk to you all smart too. What do you want to hear? I'll be like Groundhog's Day, talking about French poetry, Voltaire, these types of intersectionalism, talking to you while I'm fucking blasting you. 2 fingers. 2 fingers like a gentleman.
I'm going to quote Valley
once you go cripple, you never go back.
Rubbing that fucking G spot up on the inside. I know where that shit's at. I'm going to hook it up. I'm 40 years old, bitch. You know how much experience I fucking have?
He doesn't even have to say that.
You know, baby, you don't have to say anything to that. Just breathe. Breathe. Like Kobe Bryant's wife.
Ow.
Rest in peace.
Oh.
May he rest in peace. May he rest in peace. Okay, Cripple Jesus, what were you going to say?
So I wanted to plug a couple things.
Won't even be the first feminist either. I know exactly what, I mean, this is a new for me. Won't even be the first feminist. And definitely won't be the smartest.
You know, she might know you by face. I'm sure she watches Dr. Phil.
She probably started ovulating. If she looked at my face, immediate ovulation. Immediate. That's not even for feminists. That's all women. Immediate ovulation. Spraying eggs. Spraying eggs.
Oh, like a sturgeon.
Spraying eggs like a sturgeon. Shooting eggs into my dick. She wants it so bad.
Like a race.
Gotta find those sperm-seeking eggs. That's what feminists have. They have to grow little tails. Swim right down my cut. Okay, what were you saying?
I don't know if you want those eggs, buddy. They seem a little scrambled, but
it was the delivery on that.
No. I just had a couple things to plug real quick. I have a podcast with Adam that we just recorded, and it's in the process of being approved by Apple Podcast.
Okay.
And by the time this comes out, you'll be able to hear it. So
what is it?
It's called Who Gives a Shit? And the premise is we take a current event and then we ask the question, who gives a shit? And then we make fun of those people who give a shit.
Okay. Very nihilistic, avant-garde, meta comedy.
That's a good show.
Good. Yeah. My dad wanted to do a bit where he called in and said, well, no shit. That was his bit.
Oh, that was perfect.
Yeah. And I'm
that's
like, well,
my
what's
plug.
that? He's like, yeah, I call in and I go, well, no shit.
And then just click.
That you're... All right.
And then
he had an idea for a crypto coin. Wait, he had an idea for a crypto coin the other day. He calls me. He goes, "What about a crypto coin, cryptocurrency where you could like buy weed?"
Yeah, Bitcoin.
Yeah, good idea.
I smoked up about $3 million worth of fucking Bitcoin.
Weed coin.
Holy shit.
Okay, keep going, Cripple. What were you gonna say?
My other podcast I went on a podcast called Shitty Song of the Week. And I actually am bringing this up on the show because Brandon, the host of the show, wanted you to come on at some point.
I will. So, 108. I'll do anybody's 108th episode. You know that. I'm like a ghost. I can't move on until I do them all.
Awesome.
Hey, what about...
It's a great show.
What about a cryptocurrency?
I saw that.
Do you have any plans for doing a cryptocurrency, like a disabled cryptocurrency?
So a while back, I teamed up, and I hate myself for this, but a while back, I teamed up with a dickhead, and he made the Crippled Jesus token, and it runs off Ethereum. And we made a couple million, but I lost the password to the wallet, so I have no way of giving it to you guys.
Well, let's make a cryptocurrency, not on Ethereum. It costs too much money to send tokens on Ethereum these days. We'll make it on HBAR or something. I've been looking at that system.
Daddy needs a new pair of legs. Let's get in on
this. What would you even transact with your cryptocurrency? What would you?
Wheelchair upgrades. I've always wanted some Star of David spinners for the chair.
Jesus,
that would be
what
pretty.
are you talking about? That's not. You can't make that joke. You're not Jewish.
No, I love and support Israel, Dick. I want everybody to know that.
Oh, okay. Well, then you can.
Yeah.
I also love Israel. I hate Palestine.
Yeah, I'm very
Fuck Palestine.
supportive of Israel.
Wipe them off the fucking map. All right.
Maybe start with some naked lady mud flaps or something. I mean, start small.
Yeah, do you have naked lady mud flaps on your
I love
car?
everybody. Everything I say is satire.
I've always wanted the Mexican horn, too, on my chair.
What do you mean Mexican horn?
You know, the La Cucaracha horn that you on the El Caminos. I always thought that was cool.
That would be pretty sick.
I always wanted to get it on my chair.
I've seen that on a wheelchair before, like on TV or something, where they can press the thing and it'll go.
What about like those army wheelchairs where they go off roading and they have all kinds of like sick armies? I saw it on Top Gear.
Oh yeah, that's the same place I saw it, and my dad actually showed me how to build one. It cost around, I think, $100,000.
That's just cruel
to build it, but
$100,000 to build what?
It's very cool.
$100,000 to build what? The
build
off-road chair?
The chair, because you have to buy the tank treads, and then you have to get it hooked up. My dad said he could hook the chair up, but the hard part would be all the wiring because he's not an electrical guy.
You know what? I won't let my dad hook up my TV. I would never let my dad hook up my fucking wheelchair. I'm going to go straight off a cliff if that happens. I don't know what kind of relationship. I have a pretty good relationship with my dad, and I would say, why don't you fuck off my wheelchair, Dad? I know a lot of eyeballing goes on in your world.
He's pretty good with that kind of stuff. You know, the reason that my chair is too small for me right now is because the insurance people always fuck up. So when you compare that to my dad isn't as bad, really.
Yeah. I wonder if there's any like army surplus chairs. You could get some tank just fucking government, give a couple Jesus a fucking cool chair, would you? Come on. Hey, come on, guy. All right. Get out of here, buddy. Good luck.
Good to talk to you, man.
Yeah,
he's so hilarious on the kill
settle
stream,
if they want to settle with you. Just settle. Don't.
Ralph, when this is all over, we gotta smoke a cigar, buddy.
Oh, definitely, man. I'm in 100%. Fuck a feminist. Literally.
They needed it. It's not their fault. They need to get fucked.
I have a whole story about getting fucked over by a I'm not going to tell it all now, but yeah, I know exactly how it goes in college and disciplinary hearings, and they're trying to fuck with your shit because you got into an argument with the head of the women's studies department. Yeah, I know how it goes, brother. So
you do?
Yeah, I got a whole article about it. I won't tell those stories.
All right, bye, Cripple Jesus.
All right, see ya.
All right. Let's read some comments. Eric,
he's getting sued.
Yes, I mean yes. Yeah. When he first started talking about this, I was like, man, they don't care that you're.
When you fuck with the feminists on campus, they're coming to ruin you, dude. They're coming hard, and they're already ensconced. Usually,
that's their stronghold.
Dean of students is usually a hardcore feminist these days. You're pretty much. It's going to be a tough road to hoe if you go up against them on campus. Let's just put it
that way. Eric, thanks for bringing awareness to the fact that your dick can fall asleep. Mine's done it several times, and everyone thinks I'm crazy.
I heard you say that. I was on the plane flying here, and I listened to part of the show. I was like, all right, I got to listen to the rest. I'm about to be on. I've never had that happen in my life, and I would be terrified.
I was.
Dude, I was laughing listening to you say this. It was like, it would not be funny if it had actually happened. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I thought
is this thing gonna turn back on? Like what the fuck?
That's it. That's it.
I'm just gonna fucking blow my brain. It's over.
I'm killing myself today. I got nothing in my. How long do I wait for this to turn back on? Do I have to get a homeless guy's dick and put it on? This is horrible.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Sam, how do you not understand that they are saying the lady invented the 3D animation for movies and television? Not that she invented television itself. It was
as soon as I read that, I was like, oh.
Well, you know, I said that I saw this. It was painful to listen to someone rant about their own bad reading comprehension. The 3D component, the 3D component to TV and movies has been around for longer than TV and movies. Let me read it again because this.
Yeah, she did it. She has a patent on something that's in that realm.
I know exactly what it is. It is a convex mirror transmission.
Right.
They film a convex mirror, an object in a convex mirror, and then they transmit it and display it in a convex mirror. And nowhere in life is this used ever. It has never been presented to be used ever. It's just a fucking NASA patent. 3D.
Yeah, actually,
the red blue 3D was invented in the 1800s. It was polarized in the 30s. Nowhere. Nothing that anything this woman had to do has anything to do with TV, 3D, or otherwise. It's fucking preposterous. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, just as soon as I actually pulled it up when I was mixing it, I was like, wait, it was like, 3 movies and television. I was like, okay, 3D movies and 3D television.
But there's even less that has to do with 3D movies and television.
If you look at a lot of these stories, you said the patent thing, it'll be some obscure patent that nobody ever uses or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of these stories are like that, though, where they got some bullshit
This
patent.
is the NASA physicist who invented 3D movies and television. It's completely fucking false. That is completely fucking false. 3D or otherwise, the 3D part is more retarded because it's been around for 70 years prior. You fucking ignorant fucking hillbilly telling me my reading comprehension is up. I'm trying to comprehend something that makes no fucking sense. Who invented 3D movies.
Looks like Foxy Brown or something.
Hey, here's a black woman who was smart. Oh, not as impressive as here's a black woman who invented 3D television. Oh yeah, I look around, I see all this fucking 3D television. That's such an important part of my fucking life.
Thing. She might have had an impressive career. Probably did. I mean, for all I know.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, you don't have to make up shit. Say, oh, here's a pioneer black woman working in NASA, 60s and 70s. Wow, what an uplifting story, and anybody can do it. And she faced all kinds of obstacles. You know the fucking drill, right?
Why do you have to make up the 3D movies and television part? That has nothing to do with it. She patented, by the way, it was a fucking parlor, a concave mirror was a parlor trick to make you think that you're looking at something that's not there, that she saw and then introduced to NASA as a unique way to visualize things that they were looking at in space. So you don't have to look like you were looking through a fucking mirror. Just take a second and try to find out what actually happened, because it's not what you're saying. It's fucking not.
Who posted that? Who posted that? Was a rapper or something, right?
Sam the rapper. Sam on Patreon.
Okay.
A lot of people.
Who was it?
Oh, Chance the rapper.
No.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, Chance. I think the bad reading comprehension started with him.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Plus, but
she didn't invent the TV. Honestly, she invented 3D TV.
He probably really believes that.
I know.
That's the thing. He's not even doing that maliciously. You wouldn't believe that. I've seen some whoppers when it comes to the invention racket. Let's just put it that way. And
invented 3D.
Most
TV.
Really, with the red and the... They're like, oh, you must be a racist. Like, why else would you? It's crazy.
I mean, I just know that I know that scientists have more in common with other scientists than they do with whatever race they are. Yeah. I know that. So I know that you're trying to fucking take their achievements and like use them. And that and that probably in her life she probably experienced more bullying from her own race than anything growing up in a community as being smart. I'm pretty sure any fucking neuroatypical person has experienced more abuse at the hands of the people they grew up with.
Dumb motherfucker. Yeah, exactly.
Look at this fucking. Oh yeah. Oh, so now we're celebrating her. I'm pretty fucking. You probably treated her like shit because you fucking dummies because you dummies always do. You fucking dummies always do. How's that for reading comprehension? My mate got job lynched mob out of a $90,000 a year job for calling me I don't know if I could say this, a Chinese slur on a live stream. My mate live streamed on a 12,000 people Facebook group that we ran. I was supposed to be joining so we could talk group stuff as the founders, and I couldn't join. And he said, "Oh, come on, CH word." You people are supposed to be good at computers. I'm British, British-born Chinese. That kicked off the virtue spiral where everyone has to show how much they care about racism to each other and ignore the victim of the racial abuse. The job lynch mob uploaded the video from my stream, figured out where he worked, hassled them, and got the police involved. This is in the UK too.
Don't do it.
And that recently came to a head when he got fired today. Wow. They also tried to get me fired for being called a CH slur and not caring. So the gentleman who's writing in is the CH slur.
Right.
His friend called him.
He wasn't sufficiently offended enough. Okay.
Well, we got to cancel this guy.
He must have internalized too much racism.
Oh, yeah. And not caring, but I'm self-employed and experienced at trolling on the internet. Hence Tone Wolf Audio. So they tried to get me fired by myself at my own made-up company. They also managed to involve a pole dancer from Essex who has the same surname as me, thinking that she was my mom or something. Pending some figuring just how fired he is and how much. Oh, yeah. There you go. Hurry, come on, CH wordy. You people are supposed to be good at computers. Well, you got fired. You're done. That's it. That's over for you, buddy. Guy who couldn't come story. JN, hey, Dick, I'm listening to the most recent episode, and I can 100% relate to the guy who said he fucked for an hour and a half on his first time and didn't come. I have a similar story. I met a girl at a bar about a month after starting freshman year of college and ended up losing my virginity to her in a little-used service elevator in my dorm at 3 a.m. We went for 1 to 1.5 hours and didn't come. I was even going bareback because I was a dumb motherfucker who for some reason trusted her when she said I didn't need a condom. No idea. They're making that illegal now. Did you see that?
No.
Removing, if you whip the condom off.
Oh, they call it stealthing.
Stealthing? Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
But yet
don't say anything. Be careful.
Yeah, chicks can look as fat as they want. You gonna stealth me a fucking blimp showing up at dinner? Make that okay? Yeah, that's illegal.
Don't know what stealth's about.
Yeah, kind of fucking lumber in. Oh, I got a date with a hot girl. Did you eat her? Can you put the Snapchat filters on my fucking eyes, please? The Snapchat filters these broads are running are just obscene. That should be illegal.
I think so too.
No idea how widespread of an issue this is for guys. In my case, I think it was because I used to jerk off without lube and killed all the sensitivity in my dick. Nowadays, I've mostly fixed the issue, but I still don't always come my first few times with a new girl. Love the show, been a long-time listener, but never written in before, so I thought I'd chime in this time. Go fuck yourself. I think that's normal. You're hooking up with a new girl, you're a little drunk, everything's wrong, it's weird, it's awkward. Like, all right.
Yeah, I don't think it's normal to fuck for an hour and a half straight and not come. I did listen to that story yesterday, on the plane. Yeah. Like, that is a little dramatic. And then was it like an hour and a half straight fucking? If so, first off, that's like, wow, slow down, dude. You're like, hey, hold on. You're showing a little too much there. You're trying to put us all to shame? An hour and a half straight fucking?
It's a lot of
Or was
fucking.
there like some breaks in here? You know what I mean? I'm assuming that there was some type of break.
Watch an episode. Watch The Office.
Nobody has a question about the freight elevator.
What do you mean? The freight elevator? That's a perfectly reasonable place to bang, don't you think?
I mean, I guess. I think about freight elevators, and then I think about size and why do they have to get in the freight elevator?
They loaded her up like a raptor. They backed her cage up and then shocked her until she jumped in the freight elevator. Then he jumped on.
Clever girl.
The threesome that almost wasn't. We've been going on for a long time. Did I tell anybody else to call in? I don't know. Probably not. They're still posting tits there. Too many words. Mass Bleak made $600 off of his album. That's great. We'll get him on and then we'll do some voicemails. The threesome that almost wasn't. Oh, dear Dick. Let me tell you a story about a threesome that almost wasn't.
Wait, you weren't supposed to read this on there? No, I'm just kidding.
Just some background. My wife and I have been married for a little over 4 years together. 4 years, together for 10. Maybe I should play the erotic intro.
Oh. The Dick Show presents Erotic stories for real men.
I've been married for a little over 4 years, together for 10. Motherfuckers, just throw a comma in. When in doubt, give me a fucking comma. Semicolon. Even feel fancy. Church
dot, even
bit.
ellipsis.
Yeah.
His reading comprehension's not up to snuff.
On our 18th birthday party, I managed to score our first threesome, though it was clunky drunk sex that only turned into a one-time thing. Yeah, you looked down. I guess you could say she got her wedding day because she got me a three-way. Anyway, the story's not about that. It's about how I teach my wife how to talk a chick into the bedroom. Oh, wow. Good for you. So last week, a friend of hers from work came over to hang out. After killing a bottle of Double Cross vodka, is that a fancy bottle of vodka?
I've never had Double Cross.
And half a bottle of Honey Jack. Well, that's not fancy. I know that. We go upstairs and fuck till about 3 a.m. Her friend ended up passing out around that time. So I had to leave the room to jerk off. Wait a minute. She was there? It was awesome, and everyone agreed that we should do this again. Fast forward to Tuesday night, when the same friend came over to hang out. When I asked what everyone wanted to do, her friend shot my wife the biggest fuck me eyes I have ever seen. I started getting hard in anticipation.
Penthouse letter?
I think it is. My wife responded with an idea to watch YouTube videos or some shit. Oh, thanks, honey. What should we do?
Ethics in gaming journalism. Yeah, okay.
Let's watch YouTube videos.
What's Sargon posted lately?
The night went on, and they talked about work and other chick stuff while I sat on the couch screaming in my mind every time I saw my wife had an in. Let me just tell you that the conversation moved to porn and dildos with still nothing. This guy's poor guy. My wife was completely oblivious. The whole night. And then the friend had to leave. I was devastated. I began to explain to my wife about all the signs she missed, about how all she had to do was sit next to the chick and make physical contact. Hell, we fucked only a few days ago, and it was an unspoken sure thing, at least I thought. I told her to message her friend to come over tomorrow night for Netflix and chill. For the next few hours, I coached my wife in the art of seduction, had to pay attention to body language, and then fucked her out frustration of only having one pussy to fuck. I know it's awful. This punctuation is absolutely atrocious. Thankfully, last night the friend came over after they had been flirting all day. It started out slow, but thankfully my wife's aunt's cat came downstairs, and of course they rushed over to pet him. I had to give my wife a shove into making contact with her friend. Why don't you do it?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, what is the...
it's already happened.
Yeah. Okay.
You jumped in the ocean. What are you afraid of a raindrop?
Yeah, that's a good point. They've already done it once. Just pull
go
your dick
for
out,
it, man.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, let's go. All aboard. Who wants a mustache ride? 2 hours of the best sex later, we ordered pizza, and they accidentally gave us an extra pie. We have plans for this... Big girls. Ladies, you're in luck. 2 girls, 2 pizza pies. Oh, you fold them over. You can make your own cows. I'm sorry. We have plans for this.
Sounds like he's in the cow zone.
Good luck, ladies. Good news. They gave us an extra pizza after all that threesome sex.
You would just throw that one away. Bitches are not getting too much to eat.
Whenever we order pizza, I throw half of it away at the door. I take it, smack it on the ground. You get to look at this pizza. We have plans for this Valentine's weekend, and I have a shopping list to bring to the sex store when I get out of work Friday. Let this just be a lesson that even if you're a fat, awkward fuck, Yeah, I'm happy for you. I'm just kidding around. I'm very happy for you. You can still score a threesome with 2 hot chicks. Just a side note, all of this has been motivating me to improve my life, and I have found a new hope for the future. Till next time, go fuck yourself. With love, ZB. There you go. Sounds pretty hot.
You've been listening to
Oh, yeah.
Stories
2 ladies,
from Real Men.
2 pizzas. 2 scoops, 2 pizzas, 2 broads. Oh, there you go. Somebody sent this in too. They got an old email from Maddox, and then I got advice, but we're done. We've been going on for a long time. I gotta go. We gotta go drink. They sent Maddox's email. Here he is. Animated show.
Maddox is fucking crazy, by the way. This guy, it's just like a feud or whatever. I understand those, but this guy's actually, I think, had some type of mental break. You know what I mean?
For real, I think I really fucking
You really fucking did a number on this guy, and now he's just completely psychotic about the whole thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Coach Creamer said, I searched for New Project Brew in my Gmail to see if the coffee thing came through. And this popped up from years ago. I thought you might have a chuckle. Cheers and go fuck yourself. It's an email from Maddox's book with fuck whales back when he was sending those out. But he also has this thing saying, an animated show? No updates on my site always means I'm working on a giant new project. And this time it's huge. This was around fuck whales time. As I mentioned on my podcast, it's a 9-episode series, ! That's right on the heels of writing an all-new 256-page book, I worked on another. And here's why I thought it was funny. I wouldn't even have brought this in, but this is Maddox posting like his episode 1 of this pilot he's been working so hard on, right? Episode 1 written by Maddox. And then he's got something that you never, ever, ever, ever see in any script written for he's got a table of contents.
That's for a book.
It's like you submitted your script with a fucking crayon.
Don't they teach all these motherfuckers in LA how to put together some decent looking?
If you look at
it's going to be taught in schools. They have to reference
table
it.
of contents.
In LAX, all right, we know why you're here, motherfucker.
All you have to do is look at one script ever, and you would see none of them have a table of contents.
No, I've never seen that in my life.
Well, let's get to the second act. Go to the table of contents. Let's see what page it starts. So this fucking guy I presume he handed this dog shit script in to, who knows, maybe a Cash for Gold store with table, I've worked real hard on this. It says table of contents right in the, you've never seen
the trash
that.
Immediately.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. Ralph, do you have anything you want to plug?
Killstream.live. That's got all the info. Patreon.com/The Ralph Retort. Subscribestar.com/The Ralph Retort. And like I said, Killstream.live/show. We'll take you to the show where we're at 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And the main home for now, Trovo.live/The Ralph Retort. Please don't ban me, Trovo. We love you.
Yeah.
BitChute.com/The Ralph Retort. I think that's enough. I'm on PayPig too. I need to use that some. I haven't used it in a few days.
Well,
and then Telegram. T.me/The Ralph Retort.
I'm. It's great that you're no longer a ward of the state.
It is hard to overstate just how people take it for granted. I know the first day that it happened.
You should, by the way.
Well, right.
You should be taking your own freedom for granted.
I'm telling you, man. But
I want to do this cocaine. I chose to fucking do it. Yes, I'm taking it for granted because I chose to do it.
But the first day when it all got clear and everything, I was just driving whatever. But the second day I was driving, I thought, man, I could just go where the fuck I want right now. I could just drive up to fucking wherever. Get on a plane. I can hop on a plane. That's what I did. It's been great. I appreciate you having me on the show this week. So it's been a blast.
It was a great celebration. I couldn't believe people thought you were going to go to jail. He's not going.
Rumors of my demise were greatly exaggerated. We had about 5,000 people watching on Thursday.
It was great.
I can't help but win, Dick. I don't know, man.
You're good at. It's just so. No matter what you do, you're just always the best at this. You're just. the best at doing that show. You're always in the middle. You're always fair to both sides. I'm not fair. Man, I can't even fucking read tweets over here.
Thank you for saying that. I think I got it pretty down, Pat. We got some guests coming up this week. I won't announce all of them on your show. They're a little spicy, a couple of them. But yeah, it's going to be fun.
All right, everybody. This has been The Dick Show. Patreon.com/The Dick Show. See you next Tuesday. Here you go.
Presenting Dick.
Maybe a couple voicemails. Mass Bleak, you can call in next week. I know. I know. I see Hitomi Tanaka's tits in front of that Confederate flag.
Hey, Dick. Hey, Sean. Here's what makes me rage. People who dance around saying things like calling a person, a fucking asshole or something like that. But they they say everything else about them except the fucking word. I fucking hate it. It pretty much just comes from women mostly, if not like solely. I just had a friend who is a girl. Kind of just essentially say I'm a liar and I'm all this stuff. Oh, I'm talking bullshit, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, okay, I get it. You don't trust me. She's like, I never said that. It's like, no, well, I mean, what else are you trying to fucking describe? How do you trust somebody that you saying is a bunch of liar and all that
shit? Let's just say that
he's had other girlfriends in the past who've
let's
even
just say that no wouldn't stop him.
Things.
Let's just say,
so I was like, okay, I'm tired of you treating me like a shit person, acting as if I'm a shit person.
Oh, you're going.
I never said you are.
Oh, he's gonna be there.
Just say, hey, you're a shitty person. Hey, I don't like what you're doing. Hey,
let's
I don't trust you.
Say,
get it the fuck over with. Who cares? Fuck.
I agree.
Yeah. Let's just say that if I were to say something about him, it would start with, let's just say,
Hey, Doug, I was listening to this week's episode, and that part where you give the guy the advice to just fucking ugly fat chick that he isn't attracted to.
Yeah.
You might
good
be
advice.
joking when you gave that, but I think that's excellent advice. About this time last year or 2 years ago, I had really low self-esteem, so I was kind of just scraping the bottom of the barrel on Tinder. So I fucked a slam pig, I'll admit it. And first of all, it boosted my confidence. So I was eventually able to move up to attractive women that didn't make me sick to my stomach. But also, just being disgusted with somebody who wants to fuck you makes them want to fuck you more.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to cultivate that, which is really difficult because I'm kind of like a huge simp. But there's nothing shameful I'd say about rolling around in the fucking dregs of society, so to speak. But go fuck yourself.
Hog hunting.
Yeah.
Woo, pig suey. I'm from down south.
Do it. How do you expect them to do it? If you met a really hot chick, you would expect her to fuck you. Exactly. So why not toss them some crumbs every once in a while?
Pro bono work.
Why not give those pigs a taste of the good life?
Roll around in the mud a little bit.
Look, you can touch me, but only for a limited time. You disgusting slob. You fucking sow.
Slopping the hogs.
I'm gonna slap this on you before we get down. This pheromone on you from a hot chick. This Kim Kardashian pheromones. Okay.
What's up, Dick? It's Pete from Chicago. You know what makes me rage? This phrase. I'm mature enough to admit that I'm wrong. Fuck you, dude. Have the decency to feel a little stupider about being wrong for just one goddamn minute. Nobody gives a fuck how mature you are. You don't have to turn this into some intellectual jerking yourself off over how morally superior and how well you could think of shit. I don't, you know what I'm trying to say. I fucking hate that phrase.
I may have been wrong, but I'm mature.
Fuck you.
So Andrea Mitchell, the old bag who's worked for NBC since before I was born, married Alan Greenspan, the former head of the Federal Reserve.
Oh, yeah.
Your favorite organization there. Anyway, Ted Cruz had quoted Macbeth or some shit on the Senate floor. or some interview or some shit. And then she's like, I think Senator Cruz didn't read his Macbeth well enough. That's not from Macbeth. And then in the next tweet below, she's like, "Oh well, I'm sorry. Actually, I guess I studied too much American literature when I was in college, and I didn't get that right or whatever." No, bitch, you're just a dumb bitch.
You just messed it up.
I guess I'm too smart. I was too fucking smart for my own good. Now you dumb cunt.
It's always got to be a win. I messed up. Actually, I'm able to say that I messed up because I'm so mature. I just want to draw attention to everything is a fucking performance review. Everything in life. Oh, so what do you say is your worst attribute? I'm an alcoholic. I'm an abusive alcoholic. Oh, my problem is that I have so much love in me, and I love liquor, and it's because of the amount of love in me that I'm able to.
Plus, why she's only doing that to try to own Ted Cruz in the first place, right? You know, I don't know.
Over a fucking Macbeth quote.
Right.
No one cares.
So what if he was wrong? Oh, okay. He doesn't know his Shakespeare. Oh, God.
What an idiot. We're really going to look dumb in Iraq quoting the wrong fucking lyrics to Shakespeare.
Our senator doesn't even know Macbeth? What the fuck? Oh, my God.
Your bombs have no effect on us because you don't know who tamed the shrew.
Hey, Dick. Hey, Sean.
Whoa.
Here's what makes me rage. These icy weather I'm having down here. Fucking stupid, considering that, like, I think Tuesday there was massive, like, 13-car pileup. 6 people died in Fort Worth because everybody was just, like, gunning it full speed, if not higher, on the highway while it was icy. And, you know, lo and behold, there's even footage
higher than full speed,
trucks crashing into each other and all sorts of shit. And I just keep on hearing more and more reports. And so I want to go to my gym, can't, because all the fucking highways are icy as fuck. So I've been kind of missing out on gym.
It's like the day of the Holocaust. Somebody didn't get to go to the gym.
I hate living here that Texas has like the worst drivers I can ever find, essentially. And that whenever it snows or whenever it gets like icy, it rains, it's heavy wind.
I don't know what that is.
Everyone and their mom bitches about how bad it is driving, and they all skid around. They all don't know how to use their blinker whenever it rains or anything. They all go to like a standstill. They barely know how to drive. So it's like, great, I have to deal with like this shitty ass weather and not able to go to some places because people are so horrible at driving that I have a likelihood of someone bumping into me than me like, spinning out or anything like that.
Driving, man!
Go fuck yourself.
Hey! Driving's rough. Okay, let me get Mass Bleak on. He made $600. Hey, Mass Bleak, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, you made $600 on your album from last week?
Yes, I did. So I called in about 2 weeks ago and was promoting the album that I just was promoting to like the dickheads and shit. And it was actually a really weird story how it happened because my internet got shut off. Well, my internet got throttled by Spectrum. So I was getting maybe 10 kilobytes a second. So I could maybe load chats if I was like a lucky boy that day. But
that's not an interesting story, though.
It's just me losing my job over Corona.
What did you get? You got $600 for your album or what? Did your album sell? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, my album fucking sold. So I'm building up to it. You can't give
you got to start with
at once.
You start with war.
Okay, so
exclamation point.
What happened was the dickheads fucking bought my album for $600. So I did 20 sales on my album on Bandcamp, and some fucking big dick demon bought it for $300.
Oh, so you could eat now. You don't have to give hand jobs outside of Arby's or something to eat this month.
Yeah, no, I can buy liquor. I can get food.
Good.
In my house.
Pizzas
It's
to go
fucking
hog.
great, dude.
You get 2 pizzas, 2 chicks at a time. Where's my cut? You got $600?
Give me a little taste. You know how this works.
Yeah.
Kick it up to the big guy upstairs. Like,
Fuck you, pay me. All right. What makes you a rage? What makes you a rage, Mass Bleak? And then we're out. We got to get out of here.
What makes me rage is people who butt in on other people's call-ins and just to promote their shitty songs.
Oh no, who are you talking about?
The resident lolly enthusiast.
Oh, who's that, Sean? Sean, what if you just came out next week and you're like, yeah, I love lolly too. I mean, I don't give a shit.
Oh God. Well, I didn't grow up in a foster home, so I don't think I can play that card.
You have a problem? You're talking about Digi then, Mass Bleak?
Oh yeah, of course. It's kind of weird because Digi got me into the show. I only got into the show in like October. I didn't know who you were. I didn't know who Maddox was, but I watched his like 3-hour lecture about
it was great.
the hot goss and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It was
tell
great.
Digi I
No,
said
it
what's
was
up,
great
by the
fucking
way.
stuff, dude.
It's great stuff.
Now it's kind of weird because when I was on the show, all of a sudden after the show, he's on his knees begging me for a diss track. I'm like, dude, you have 300,000 YouTube subscribers. Who the fuck am I? And I called myself a rando. And then all of a sudden, Riley and Digi both block me.
Oh, they blocked you on what?
They blocked me on here. So Digi was here the other night and he posted like what his Discord looks like. And it's all a bunch of hidden messages. And it's just him and like 2 other people. I'm like, this is a DM, dude. What the fuck are you doing?
All right, we've got to cancel all social
Confused
media.
individual.
This is no way.
Yeah,
this is not way for men to talk or to be
I didn't
talking
want to bring
about.
this in while you were on the show. I figured you had an actual
Look, I
personal stake in this.
I would rather look at lolly porn than guys blocking each other about guys complaining about blocking each other on fucking Twitter. If I walked into
yeah, dude, that's such bitch shit. Like, there's a whole side server that we have that Riley was in. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna block you from this. Like, why would I get mad over ones and zeros over the air? Nobody really fucking cares. But
yes,
this guy
they do.
got
Just
so
block
hurt.
them. Block
yeah,
everybody.
I was talking about his friend.
You're not respecting me. Block immediately. I just don't want. I don't fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want block. People email. Hey, Dick, you blocked me. Why? Because I fucking do it all the time. I'm not there to consume your content. It's the fucking because the world's full of fucking crazy people and you have no idea where they are or who they are.
Yeah, but like it wasn't like I was out here being like I'm gonna shit on Digi specifically. It was only after they blocked me that I'm like, well, yeah, you're a pedophile, so get the fuck out of here.
I can't imagine.
It was only
why.
when he gave me a reason to do it that I actually shat on the dude.
Oh, okay. Then that's when the pedophile comes out. Congratulations on all your sales, Mass Bleak.
Thank you, man. I couldn't have done it without you.
Plug your. Where can people go to find your stuff?
I actually bought massbleak.com and also some other dickhead bought foreskin.world and it takes you directly to my Bandcamp.
Wow.
So you could get that shit too. But when he said he bought that, I was like, oh, well, I got to buy massbleak.com, I guess, just to get
Foreskin.world, so much better.
Go fucking buy it.
Foreskin.world.
.world is the part that puts it over the top.
That's a good one. That blew my fucking mind. I was like, foreskin.world? Really? I got that?
Just
That's
taking
me?
over everything.
Foreskin world. No more genital mutilation.
It was kind of crazy. Like I opened up my Bandcamp stats because all the people in VC were like, just hey, we're buying your album, and I expect to open it up and be like $80, and it was like $400. I'm like, no, you fucking didn't. That was insane.
That's wild.
And yeah, it was just really great. Shout out to like Radass, and I'm just saying they were the guys that like really put in for it. It was fucking awesome.
Foreskin.world. Go check it out. All right, everybody. See you next Tuesday.
Foreskin.world.
Thank you. Stop calling people pedophiles.
When they stop being pedophiles, Dick. Come on. Don't give me a reason to call you a pedophile if you don't want to be called a pedophile.
I'll give you a reason to call me a fucking pedophile.
Dick, don't do this. I met so many great people through you. I don't want to have that shit tainted.
I go back in time. Find you. As a kid in your fucking Ram Ranch or wherever your children's village.
Yeah, don't be moving in next to a children's village.
Hey, I also was adopted, so you could have came to my children's village.
That was me. It already happened. I already invented a time machine. I went back and fucked you. When you were 7?
No, it's not to kill baby Hitler. It's to rape Mass Bleak when he's young. That's what you're going to do.
This whole part's going to be cut. I don't care.
I would raise baby Hitler right. I would give him a good home.
Right. Yeah,
I would raise him right. Listen to his problems. Nobody listens to his problems. I got a problem with Dad. I got a problem with the Jews. Let me hear it. Tell me about it. You feel better after having talked it out?
Send him to art school.
Yeah, I would encourage his artistry, not ridicule him or murder him. Everyone's so quick to murder baby Hitler. I would go back in time and say, only pedophiles kill Jews.
There it is.
That was the whole thing of one of the Deadpool comics is he goes back to see baby Hitler and he's like, well, I can't kill a baby.
It's like, well, hey, Hitler, we got the Jew killing plan. Well, I mean,
let me call a pederast.
I don't want to be. I didn't think of it. Put that down there. That's not my idea. All right, Mass Bleak.
Also, Smegma keeps adding me to say that there needs to be a scat rights movement, that you need to stop suppressing the scat.
Because he's posting all that gross stuff.
He's in one of the side servers I'm a Janny of, and I constantly have to corral him. I gave him his own channel that he's like the king of, and I can't get this guy to stop.
He can just email himself scat stuff. We'll have a separate channel.
He's in Britain right now, so he perpetually lives in 1984.
Yeah.
So I kind of you got to give him a little bit. You got to throw the dog a bone every so often.
No, I don't want to see that shit.
I don't know. It's just,
I want to go into the Not Safe for Work channel and see titties, or at the very least,
shout
fit
to Fred
bodies.
Burnell. That's what all he posts.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Goodbye, Mass Bleak. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, baby.
Well, I didn't call him a pedophile until he blocks me. Sometimes you can see it coming.
He gave me a reason to. It wasn't him raping children.
Blocked me. He blocked me. That's when I let the pedophile fly. That was the trigger. What do you call that guy pedophile? He blocked me. That's when I don't tolerate that. Before you block me, I'll let it slide.
Gave me no reason.
To each his own.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Yeah. All right. Goodbye, Sean. Do you want me to upload this to the same folder or something? All these files?
Yes, please. All right. You guys have fun today.
Yeah,
yes,
we will.
Sir.
Goodbye.
Thank you, man.
Goodbye.
All right. See ya.